Comments right.
There it goes. Hello, everybody. It was not. It was not Dion. It was me. I am. I'm in a park. In. Well, I won't tell you the town I'm in. I won't tell you where I'm camping this week. But I thought we had gone live. I had not hit the go live thing. So here we are. We're live. It's my fault. I'm using StreamYard, which I don't normally use, but because I'm mobile this week, I'm using StreamYard as my first time using it, so it's my mistake. So we actually went a little bit. I thought we were live.
So we weren't live all that time then.
We weren't. No, I mean, but
Wow.
people, you missed it. While we were not live, Dion decided that the Earth is not flat anymore. True story.
No. Never. I would never admit to that.
I don't know. Well, all right. Well, I tried. So yes,
It's not flat, but it's also not round.
What do you mean it's not flat? Do you mean because of topography?
Well, it's a dome. You know what I mean? The foundation is flat, but
Yeah,
we're hovered by the
nobody's
dome.
confused.
So-
Nobody's confused by that. Hey, Dave Kirshner has a super sticker with sunglasses. The sunglasses, people are wondering about your sunglasses, and he already explained it, but because we weren't actually live. Can you explain the sunglasses?
Oh, the sunglasses. It's because I have a light sensitivity to brightness, so it basically blocks out light sensitivity, so I can see better indoors. It's kind of hard to explain, but indoors.
So outdoors you don't need it.
Oh no, I need outdoors too, but indoors too.
Okay. So all right. Somebody's asking. Hold on a second. Let's see here. Let me find this. Somebody. We've got Sean Hawkins says, ask Smo if he has a sword to keep his women in line. I don't know what that is. No, all right. We've got no, we don't take no L's. It says, where are the Logan Paul LA convention pictures?
No. I think I know who that account is. It's Lorker. He was under a sock account called Lorker, but I guess he changed it. I can't release those photos just yet, so gonna have to wait on that.
Why can you not release the photos?
Legal issues.
Yep. That certainly wasn't made up. Okay, so the question was, how could the sun set if the Earth is flat?
Well, the thing is, it's all perspective. So, you've been taught like the sun sets like it's going down, but
Yeah.
really like it's revolving. Depending on what area of the Earth you're in, the sun is spinning. Or no, not spinning, but revolving. And that's why, when you see that it's setting, it's actually going from your perspective, spinning from whatever area you're in. It's not going down, like it's not setting, like, you know what I mean?
No.
So it's all about perspective. It's not setting, but it's revolving, and that's where the moon comes in.
But if it's up above, and there's nothing between me and the sun is super bright, right? So bright that you got to wear sunglasses. Why? If there's nothing in the way?
What do you mean? It's revolving to another part of the Earth at a certain
but there's
time.
nothing. But there's nothing between me and the sun. Why can't I see it?
Your perspective.
But perspective
When it gets to a certain distance, you're not going to see it set.
Yeah. Okay. So what's brighter, the sun or stars?
Oh, definitely the sun.
Okay. And what's farther away, the sun or stars?
The stars.
Okay. So if that's the case, the less bright and farther away stars we can see but the extremely bright and closer sun we cannot see. Why does perspective not stop us from seeing the stars?
I mean, well, I mean that's because the stars are only out for a certain period. I mean, they're too that's too far. I mean, and that's another thing too. The stars are above,
but we can see them.
But they're above the sun, the dome, though, or I mean, inside the dome.
But when I look right where the sun just was setting that way, right, just that way, and in a little bit I will see stars right there.
Yeah, but what you don't understand is
not up there. I mean, I'll see stars up there, but I'll also see stars right there, right on, just immediately above the horizon, where the sun is so far away that you can't see it, yet the stars are farther away and dimmer, and you can see it.
Yeah, but see, you're not understanding how it works, though.
You're not explaining how it works, though.
The moon and the sun are inside the dome.
Okay.
Meaning they're revolving around the dome.
So you say.
So the stars are outside the dome. That's why you can see them farther, and it's at nighttime. The moon is reflecting on the stars.
So you can...
The real moon, not the hologram.
The moon is reflecting on the stars.
Right.
I mean, the moon's right there, right now. I can see the moon.
Right.
And it's just a little sliver.
That's another thing too. If you could see the moon during the day, that's the real moon. That's not the hologram. Just if anyone's wondering.
What hologram? And who put it there?
Well, there's two. Now, this is another subject for another time, but there's actually the government and the elites, they made a holographic moon, right?
No.
And there's Luna. Luna is the real moon. The real moon, right?
No.
So I got to go more into detail about that, why they created a holographic moon or hologrammic moon, but it's there. I mean, clearly, the moon's I mean, come on. It's a light.
All right, Cody Payne is asking, question for Dion, why is all Alyssum based on a navigation? Wait, that doesn't feel quite right. Why is all Alyssum based on navigation? Somebody whose name is Alyssum often asks, why is all navigation based on a globe?
On a globe?
Yes. Why is all navigation based on the globe?
I mean, because that's what the elites created was a globe. So, I mean, of course they're going to base the navigation on that. But that doesn't mean it's correct.
Well, but people get where they're going. So something might be correct about it, right?
I mean, I don't get how that would prove... I mean, how would that prove anything? That's like...
Well, it's actually part of science, right? So science, you have a hypothesis, right? Let's hypothesize that the Earth is a globe. And then you test that. You calculate the consequences of that. Well, if the Earth is a globe, then let's try to do some navigation using the globe. And then you use the navigation based on the globe, and then after getting to where where you wanted to get using the globe, you conclude, well, that worked pretty well. I think that supports the Earth being a globe.
Not necessarily, but
why not?
I mean, that's like me. I mean, okay. So the elites, after the 1800s, they created the globe. They created the globe before that the Earth was flat.
What?
So of course they're going to base their navigation on the globe that they created.
Wait, when did they create it?
This after I forget the year, but it was after the 1800s where the elites, they made up, because before then there wasn't any globes.
Of course there was. Do you not know that people thought that the Earth was a globe for a long time?
No. Before the 1800s, at least in America...
1492, There's one of the earliest globes around is from 1492, which also happens to be the same year as somebody sailed the ocean blue. Who was that? Who was it?
But
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Columbus.
but that's the thing, though. Before that, people believed that we lived on a flat foundation, and they were right.
No.
It wasn't until the elites came, they made the globe. They said, "Oh, this is what we really live on."
But you can actually go look at the globe from 1492. Connell
But that was
Silverfirst.
all art. That was mainly art, though.
No, it wasn't. All right, Connell Silverfirst says, if we never went to the moon, how did we leave? And this has been confirmed many times by multiple people. Reflector lenses, retro reflectors there. So Dion, Connell Silverfir would like to know.
He wants to know why, if we weren't able to go to the moon, why would we be able to?
There are retro reflectors there. So,
right.
So people with very powerful lasers can aim them at the retro reflectors at the moon. And then of course the telescope that they have too, you need a powerful telescope. You can actually get the light back from the moon.
Well, I mean, how would that prove we went to the moon, though?
Well, I mean, I suppose you could hypothesize that just
that
robots
doesn't
did
prove
it.
we went
Now-
to the moon. I don't get that.
Well, there's pictures of the retroreflectors, but I'll give you this: the Russians did the same thing, and they did not send people; they did it remotely. So the retroreflectors alone aren't it, but the photographs of them are. So
Somebody
like they're in like it's a 3-wheel bicycle thing, and they're tooling along, listening to their.
He must be from the Hung Sing Kun or something.
I don't know. This is the hood of this this little town, I guess. I don't know. Brandon Cuskelley for 50 Australian. Thank you very much. Says, please tell me this guy isn't serious. It's a joke, right? See, the problem is, everything you say sounds like a joke, Dion. Like,
of course it does. I mean, these people are plugged in. See, that's the thing. When you're plugged in the Matrix still, this is going to sound like a joke to people. Once you unplug, it doesn't sound like a joke. It's true. That's crazy. Truth sounds like a joke. I mean, it's just sad,
That's all you got?
Well, I mean, what do you want me to say towards that? I mean,
I don't know. People wanted some tab. I got some tab for people tonight. Yeah, Matrix movie ruined a lot of folks. Seriously.
Not movie. No, not movie. It was a documentary.
A what?
Documentary. The Matrix was a documentary. It wasn't a movie.
But why are you saying it so weird?
What do you mean?
Documentary.
Documentary. What do you mean? It's a documentary.
So Mute Donkey wants to unplug. Can he give me some evidence to show that he's not just lying?
Evidence towards what?
That you're not lying about thinking that the Earth is flat. Because just the way it comes off, Dion, it just comes off a little disingenuous.
We don't live on a giant spinning ball of water. Okay? And neither me nor you or whoever, the audience, none of us have been to space, so we don't know exactly what the Earth looks like, but I know what it's not. You know what I mean? And it's not a giant ball of spinning.
I don't know what you mean.
Spinning water.
I don't know what you mean. So, all right. So back to the sun. How far away do you need to be from the sun for it to appear to set?
You don't really have to be. I mean,
What's the distance? Just so we can test that.
Say 30. Okay, so if you can see an airplane about 20,000 miles away.
You cannot see an airplane 20,000 miles away.
Or I'm sorry, 20,000 feet away, not miles.
Okay, 20,000 feet.
Feet away, right?
Okay, yeah, the commercial jets typically fly about 35,000 feet high.
And that's another thing too. A lot of people think that the sun is out. Well, what you guys believe, the sun is outside of. It's actually inside the dome. Or if you guys, in your belief, it's inside, the Earth.
We don't think it's inside the Earth. No.
Well, I know, but I'm saying it is
think,
inside, though.
I don't think anybody thinks
it's not
outside.
It's not outside of the planet. It's not the sun is not in space. It's
some flurfs. Some flurfs think that the sun is inside on the interior of the dome. Some think that it's on the exterior of the dome.
Do that too.
Some think that it's projected onto the dome. Like, nobody can get this straight. So it's inside. So how high is the dome then?
I don't know. I mean, I've never been outside. I mean, no one knows that.
Why after all these years does no flat earther know how high the dome is?
Because no one's ever been that far up to measure that.
But there's ways to do it other than just going there.
And what's that?
Well, if the stars are in the dome, you could just triangulate the elevation of the stars.
Now that's another thing I don't think the stars are inside the dome. I think they're in the heavens, like outside of it.
Okay, but we see them.
Right.
And if they're outside the dome, then there must be a spot on the dome through which their light emanates, right?
Right. It could, yeah. I mean,
so why not just measure that?
It's not possible.
Maybe bounce radar off the dome.
No human would be able to measure that far.
Why not?
It's not possible. It's like them trying to build the Tower of Babel. Once you build the Tower of Babel, they got to a point where they just stopped. That's how it is. No human can get that far.
That makes no sense. Connell Silva first says, why do you believe in flat Earth with zero affirmative, I mean, not anti-globe, but pro-flat evidence?
Zero affirmative? Well, I mean, because I don't see any curvature on this.
No, that's not that. The question was, you have no pro-flat evidence. So not seeing curvature isn't pro-flat evidence, right? You don't have a map. You don't have measurements of stationariness. You don't have measurements of flatness. You don't know how high the sun is. You don't know how high the dome is. You don't know how far away the stars are. You don't know how the sun works.
I don't think anyone knows how high the sun is.
I don't think any flat earthers do. Correct. No flat earthers know.
No, nobody knows.
Okay, but this is the question is,
you can't measure that far.
So you say, but people that are, pretty bright about stuff have done it.
So they say.
Yeah, so when you want to refute science, you don't just say, so they say. You actually go to the science that they did, and you examine the science, and you see if what they did makes sense. You see if maybe there's errors in it. Maybe you think that there's a problem with the methodology. You address these things instead of just saying, I don't like it. Right?
I mean, I don't believe any human can measure that far.
Why?
I mean, it's just not possible for any human to do that.
Why?
Because you got to understand, we're not meant to get that far up in the atmosphere.
Why?
Because it's forbidden.
Why?
Because, I'm a Christian man, so the Most High doesn't want us up that far.
How do you know?
He doesn't.
How do you know?
well, one, like I said, I illustrated the Tower of Babel. You know, they tried doing exactly what humans are trying to do today, trying to get to space, the heavens, and they failed.
Okay, but why?
There's no way we can get up there.
But do you realize that many people that have been to space are Christians? Do you know that?
Like who?
Charlie Duke.
I mean,
Yep.
you have evidence to prove that?
Yeah, he's a speaker. He tours the country. He tours the globe talking about it.
I mean, just because you're a Christian, that doesn't mean you're a flat earther. I mean,
Agreed. But see, you're talking about the Tower of Babel, and I'm saying, well, a Christian went to space.
I'm just saying.
He disagreed with your Tower of Babel comment.
Well, I mean, you believe he went to space, but he didn't. I believe he didn't go to space.
Okay,
So that's like,
you got any?
I personally, I don't believe he went to space.
Yeah,
but
so it's
you
just
guys
it's
went to space.
just denial,
so like,
right? Just denial.
You can call it denial, but I'm just saying, like no man has ever went to space, and anyone who has tried, they have failed.
So you say, but over 600 have. Okay. Mr. Unite for the Chillwind says, Dion, if Earth isn't a globe, why did mankind have to develop spherical, non-flat math for ocean navigation?
Mankind to develop spherical. I mean, like I said, that's because of the dome. It's got nothing to do with the foundation. And even if the foundation is spherical, it's a circle. It's not a, you know what I mean?
No,
it's not a giant ball of spinning water. Like,
I don't know what you mean. How is it that we can do celestial navigation, and when we use the globe, it works, and no flat earther has ever done celestial navigation using flat Earth and not using the globe?
I mean, celestial navigation, I mean, that's like, me personally, I don't get how that would prove of a spherical planet.
Again, it's the same thing. It's the hypothesis. You hypothesize that the Earth is a globe, and you do navigation based on the globe, and you get to where you're going based on the globe. And then you do the same thing for flat Earth. Oh, wait, but nobody's ever done it for
an educated guess. That's all hypothesis.
It's
an educated guess.
That's what a hypothesis is, yes. But then once
it's an educated guess. That doesn't prove that it's fact, though.
But once you test that educated guess, right, then you discover whether or not that educated guess has any merit or not. So if it has merit, then it will pass the test. And if it doesn't have merit, then it will fail the test. Well, it's passed the test. It's passed the test every time it's been tested
so they say.
For centuries. Not so they say. I mean, navigators have used celestial navigation for centuries.
And who are these navigators? Like, I don't get that. Who are these navigators?
People on ships. Before electricity.
Well, we've always had electricity, but that's another subject for another time. But I don't get that, but because in the 1400s, Columbus knew that the Earth was flat, right? And that's where that whole argument about, he was afraid of, falling off the edge. But you can't find the edge because it's too far. It's too far. Like, the Earth is too big. So how in the world would they use that kind of navigation during that time if the Earth was a sphere?
Yeah, they just did because they knew the shape of the Earth.
Yeah, but you can't just say they just did. There's got to be some kind of explanation behind it.
Yeah, they knew the shape of the Earth. They knew how large it was. And they knew they had plotted the locations of 50-some stars in the celestial sphere. This goes
So you're
back...
saying they use astronomy to find out the shape of the Earth?
Yes.
Yeah, see,
Certainly.
see, I don't believe that.
Okay, but successful navigation disagrees with you.
Well, I mean, they must disagree with truth then.
Well,
there's no way you can use astronomy. I mean, see, that just doesn't make sense to me.
Just because it doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean it's not true. So people measured the location of the stars in relation to a certain spot on the ground and plotted out, knowing based on where it is and what time it is, you can know where and when any star will be, right?
And how can you measure that?
With the telescope.
Of course. I knew you were going to say that. The telescope argument.
What telescope argument?
How can you... Okay, so a telescope, you're looking through a telescope, right? What instrument do you use inside the telescope to measure that far away?
So they're not measuring how far it is at when they're plotting out the position of the stars in the celestial dome. They're just getting their location in relation to the celestial equator, the celestial poles, and the position over a certain point on the surface of the Earth.
I mean, I just don't get how you could do that kind of measurement with just looking out a telescope. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Your inability to understand it doesn't make it wrong, Dion.
But I'm using anybody with any kind of logical reasoning would question this kind of thing.
Present the logical reasoning that it won't work.
Okay, so you're saying they in the 1400s they measured the shape of the Earth through astronomy, through the stars, just by looking out a telescope. Like I don't get that.
They measured the shape of the Earth long before that, but they
did
celestial navigation
just looking through a telescope, though.
Like I said, they're not measuring distance when they're plotting the positions of the stars. They're measuring positions.
I'd have to, see some kind of... I don't believe it, personally. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
But you said anybody with logic. And so then I said, fine, present your logic. So I just don't believe it is not logic.
I mean, anybody with any kind of, like I said, I mean, you say use science and all that, but it doesn't add up, though.
Okay, and where are the errors?
And you have all the, and you got to be careful what scientists you listen to too, because a lot of the scientists are programmed
to just point out what's wrong. Just
any scientist could
just point out how
it
doesn't work.
You got to question their methods.
Yeah, of course. So just show the process that you went through to find that their methods were wrong.
Well, like I said, I'm not a scientist, but I know enough to know that, listen, you're not going to be able to measure that far just looking through a telescope.
I keep telling you, it's not about measuring how far it is.
Measuring, but you said the position.
The position, yes. For celestial navigation, they're just measuring the position.
The position of what?
The star. In relation to other stars, in relation to the celestial pole, the celestial equator, in relation to the location over a certain point on the surface of the Earth.
I don't know. That just seems a little fishy to me.
Okay, but present your logic. That seems fishy to me, isn't logic.
I mean, okay, so you measure the position of a star. Like, to me, that's just like, it doesn't add up for me.
Okay, so here's how they do it. I'll tell you how they do it. Since the position of the star can be known to a where'd you go?
Just 1 second. I'm ignoring this call. I'm just turning it off briefly.
Your accent accelerates sometimes there, Dion.
1 second. I'll be right back.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still listening. It's just the camera's
Okay.
off.
The camera's off. All right. Well, let's see. I got some water here. I don't need. I'm not thirsty. So let's see. Tim Tully says the Matrix movie was the Gospel of John. In the beginning was the Word, washing of the feet, death, resurrection. Behold, I come quickly. Interesting. I know that the Wachowskis, formerly brothers, now sisters, they were not happy that people found those parallels. I see 33 is there. Be sure. Yep. Let's see who won them. Hunter won the competition. Ooh, extra J got it. NA got it. Good job, people. 33 likes to think that he has the 5th most popular video on here. It's actually, I think, 40 something. I counted the other day. So, yeah, that's a good question there, Atlas6355.
The Matrix movie was the Gospel of John.
Yeah, that's
an interesting perspective. I like that. Tim's got a point there too. That's an interesting perspective. There are a lot of parallels to the,
There are, and the Wachowskis did not like it. There you go. Lance Jesse Elias for $2 says, calling it, he's a Poe. All right, so I'll explain this. When we know the specific position on the surface of the Earth of a star, because there's about 50 some stars that have been cataloged, so we know their position for any time of the day. We know exactly where the sub-star point is, or the GP, the geographical position of the star. If you know that, and you know the angle to which you see the star, then you can know how far you are from that GP. Right? This isn't hard. Regardless of the shape of the Earth, this could be done. You just know how far you are from the GP. Then, with some math, you can draw a circle around that spot, because all you know is how far you are. So you draw a circle around that spot, and you know, well, I'm somewhere on that circle. Right? Then you get a second star, and you do the same thing with that star, and you draw another circle with that star. Now you have 2 circles, and they're going to intersect in 2 spots. You are at one of those 2 spots. Then, sometimes that's enough, because if you have a rough idea of where you are, you can figure out which one you are. Like, for example, if one of those 2 spots is on land, and you're on a boat, well, you know which one is right. So then, you can do a third one, though. And you draw the same thing, you do the circle, and where all 3 of them meet, that's where you are. That's how celestial navigation has been done for centuries, and it works.
I personally, I don't believe in astronomy, but that's what's being taught today. But I don't believe it.
But people get those locations correctly, and I did a few months ago. I did a challenge where I was up in March, and I measured the angle to 3 stars.
Just
and
any
3 stars I was on vacation. So it wasn't near my house. I didn't want people to know where my house was, so I didn't.
And you used a telescope to measure that, correct?
I used my phone, actually, because modern cell phones have accelerometers, so they can measure angles. So I measured the angle to 3 stars with my phone, and then I said I'm going to give away $100 to the first person that can get the correct location. And I published it, and 4 minutes later, I had a location. In all, I got about 15 people that put in a correct location. All I gave them was the angle to 3 stars. So I just don't believe, doesn't cut it, because all I did was publish the angle to 3 stars and the time.
I don't know. Like I said, anything could be. I mean, that could all be. I like me personally. I don't believe it, but
But it happened. And navigators do it.
I don't like. I don't believe in astronomy, so I don't.
It's not a belief. True or false? Did they get the location? True.
Well, I mean, what location were you?
The location where I was when I measured the angles of the stars.
I mean, whatever, like I said, anything could be like with our technology today, you really don't even need to measure the stars. So that, I mean, that could be fabricated. Now, I'm not saying your story is fabricated, but I'm just saying that whatever the app you're using, to me, it doesn't prove anything.
The app that I was using,
right? To measure or the
but the problem,
accelerometer.
Accelerometer. The problem, Dion, is you could use a phone that has an app. You could also use a sextant that has no electronics in it, and you'll get the same angle. You could use a theodolite, one that was 50, 100 years old. You'll get the same angle. I just used my phone because I have it with me. I happen to have it already. I don't have a theodolite in my pocket.
Like I said, I'd have to see that, but I don't trust it. I don't.
You don't trust? All right, that's it. That's all you got is a nah. Nuh-uh. Okay. Eon Dust says, Dion, honey, called you honey, says, I know you won't be honest here, but do you honestly think your claims and stories are convincing at all?
Well, that's the thing. Because I'm not, and that's the thing, right? Because I'm not proving everything scientifically.
So far, all you've done is say nuh-uh a bunch.
Because I don't prove everything scientifically, that means they're not true. That's what's crazy to me. Like, I have my own eyes where I'm seeing that all this science is not adding up.
But
right?
you never actually showed any of the problems with the science. You just said you didn't like it. Yeah, you do. You actually do.
I don't need to because it doesn't add up.
In order to refute science, you actually have to refute science. You can't just say, I don't think it adds up.
It just doesn't, like...
So
they say you have to believe, right?
No.
You believe half of what you hear and none of... Or, no, you believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. So all these scientists, they can give you these formulas, all this stuff, and, all this mathematics, which is all programming as well.
No, it's not.
You can't necessarily believe that because that may not add up of what's really going on with the energy around us.
Well, just show what's wrong then. That's the thing. If you think it's wrong,
you can't explain energy.
How it's wrong.
It's energy. You can't explain energy.
I can
That's
explain
the problem
energy.
with mathematics.
I can explain energy. I can explain it mathematically.
Well, I mean, they give you.
You can't. I believe that you can't. I believe you can't. But
I'm not a scientist.
We know.
And like I said, I believe a little bit. I believe in basic science, but I don't believe science is kind of programming as well.
You don't know any science, Dion. Let's be honest.
Programming as well.
All right, let's go on here. We got Lance Jesse Elias says, I measured the distance to the sun for my PhD many different ways. Pick me. I'll tell you how I did it. I also track satellites, natural and man-made.
He tracks satellites, right? I doubt that, but I mean, and like I said, what does he have a PhD in?
I don't know.
Just because you have a PhD, that doesn't prove anything.
He wasn't saying that it's because he had his PhD. He said he measured, or he or she measured the distance to the sun. Not, trust me because I have a PhD. It's when I was doing my PhD, I measured the distance to the sun.
But what did they measure to the distance though?
I don't know the particular methods that they used.
Yeah, if you could ask that person, what did they use to measure the distance from the sun? Can't use a
Lance,
telescope to measure the distance from the sun.
you certainly could use it as one of your tools. Absolutely. No problem with that. All right, let's see here. We got NANA for $6.66 says, why do you think God couldn't or didn't create this vast universe?
I don't think I'm not. I didn't. I believe there's a designer. I don't.
But
believe
why not? Why could God not make a giant universe if he's that powerful, right? He could make a giant one, not just a tiny little snow globe.
I'm not saying there's not other universes. There's absolutely other universes.
No. The entire universe. Why couldn't the entire universe be gigantic?
It is gigantic.
But you said it's inside a dome.
No, our planet, our Earth, what we live in, we're inside a dome. But there's other galaxies out there, absolutely. Not all the galaxies are inside of the Earth, our dome. All the galaxies are outside of it. See, that's what a lot of people don't realize. The galaxies aren't inside the dome.
They're outside the dome.
Well, yeah, they're in space, the heavens.
So we've got the dome, and then outside the dome is the rest of the universe.
Space isn't inside the dome. Space is outside the dome.
But what's the dome there for, then? Why even have a dome?
I mean, I believe the Most High put it there to protect us from outside forces,
Like
those beings being from other galaxies.
The aliens.
I personally don't believe we were meant to leave the dome, in my opinion.
Okay.
But that's another discussion for another time.
But what are we being protected from?
Outside forces.
Can you be more specific? I want to know.
Okay. Extraterrestrials, the demigods, basically outside forces that want to destroy the human race.
And how do you know this?
I mean, I've read the Apocrypha. Scripture.
What, was it in the Silmarillion?
The Sumerian tablets.
No, the Silmarillion. Was it in there too?
Good try. Nice. Nice. Yeah, you almost got me on that one.
The Silmarillion does exist. I have a copy.
But I've read the Sumerian tablets.
No, I'm talking about the Silmarillion.
And what is that? I've never heard of that.
What's the Silmarillion? Well, it's. I thought you were maybe going to go with Enoch, but.
Yes, I've read the Book of Enoch.
Yeah. Anyway, Dave Kirshner says, "I don't trust flat Earth. Do I now win all debates?" See, when you just say I don't trust this thing, it's you don't have anything. Right? If it's wrong, then show how it's wrong.
Well, what would you rather believe in? That we live on a giant ball of spinning water or a dome, which makes more sense?
The dome doesn't make more sense.
It does, because there are of the flat foundation and the dome.
But we've measured the Earth to not be flat.
You can make an argument about the hollow Earth, but I mean that still doesn't.
I'm not talking about hollow Earth. I'm talking about the measurements of the curving surface of the Earth that we have.
Well, and that's another thing too. How you can measure curves. I don't believe in that, but
why can you not measure curve?
It's how in the world could you measure the curve of the Earth? And if you do see any curve from the top, it's because of the dome. That's where you see the curve on the top. Okay, you don't see any curve on the bottom.
Here's how you would measure curve. One way. There's
on land. I'm talking about the land. There's no curve on the land.
So the word level means curving with the surface of the Earth.
Right, level. Right?
So level does not mean flat. Level means curving. And so you would test to see if water is level by checking to see if there's a drop from a horizontal. Right? So you go to one side of a lake and you set up a target a certain distance above the surface of the water, say 5 feet. Right? So you go on one side, you go 5 feet. Then you go to the other side of the lake, maybe half a mile away.
Okay.
And you set up a precise measuring instrument that's on the other side. That's at the same height, 5 feet high. Right? So you have one side a target, 5 feet high, and the other side you have an instrument that's designed to measure angles at 5 feet high. Right? Theodolite is one such instrument. And then you measure to see.
I've heard of that instrument.
Straight up is 0 degrees. 90 degrees would be what you'd expect if the Earth were flat, where you'd hit that target. And if you point down at all from 90, then you know that the surface between the target and the theodolite, is convex. So that's one way you do it, right? What do you think? Would that be a good way?
I mean, I've heard of the theodolite, but you could do that. But I just, to me, I don't trust it. I don't trust that these man-made instruments they claim to measure.
Okay, don't trust something isn't actually refutation.
I mean,
right. Here, let me show you. Let me show you. Here's one such measurement matching what I just explained here. You see here, this is a nail that was pounded into the ground right next to the surface of the water there, and then he measured up from the surface of the water to the top of the nail, 60 millimeters. Right? So he's establishing an elevation above the water there. And then he set a level. You see that level that's on the water there on the left side, and then over on the right side, I think he did another second spike 3 feet back from the water line. So he has that second spike that he knows is at the same elevation as the other spike, 60 millimeters above the surface of the water. Right? He put the level across there so he knows where it is. There's what it looks like from the side. Then this is setting up the target. See that target there? He uses this ruler, 1460. It's just less than 1460 millimeter. And then right there is the center of the target. You see that target?
Yeah.
That triangle, that yellow triangle there pointing to that. It's actually, I think it's a retroreflector in there. There it is. The dimension from the notch to the true target height is 0.158 meters. The target is set at, he gave it a name. It's set at a target height of 1.613 meters above the spike. Right? And he goes the other side. This is the theodolite. You see that that's the wild Heerbrug T2 theodolite. And he set it to a height of 1.613 meters, which is the same height as the target. See that? Pretty neat. He's doing a pretty good job, isn't he? There's the theodolite right
that
there.
Is an interesting instrument, but
Yep. All right, hold on. We're getting there. Now here is the view through the theodolite. This is not the actual measurement. He goes to great length to say that this is not the actual measurement. This is just a view through the viewfinder as an example of what the measurement looks like. And there you can see that? I'll zoom in a little more. You can see it is above the target. See the crosshair there, and then that horizontal line, and then you see the target down there. You see that?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So he turned it to 90 degrees. This is orthogonal from the vertical vector. So this confirms that the surface of the lake dropped. Right here. This right here, this picture tells us that the surface of the lake is convex.
Yeah, but
Okay, we're not done yet. Hold on. There's another view. And he did it both directions, actually. He's showing his measurements the other direction. So here it is. Same thing. So he set up the theodolite on the opposite side. And the target on the opposite side. There it is again. You can see the target is below horizontal. Right? He even got a GNSS receiver here, so he knew exactly where it was. There he's showing how he leveled his theodolite and his, I think this is the target actually. All right, let's get down to the good stuff though. He's just going through his methodology. So if you have issues with his methodology, you would look at this and you'd say, all right, well, I think that you got the methodology wrong here. You should have done this, right? No flat earther has actually done that. Flat earthers have just said, nuh-uh. Well, nuh-uh isn't evidence.
Well, I mean, but you got to understand this.
This is the good stuff right here. This is the actual results of his measurements. You see that? Here's the angles he measured. 90 degrees, 33 seconds. 90 degrees, 34 seconds. 90 degrees, 29 seconds. 90 degrees, 27 seconds. He did all the work there. This is 1.38 miles away. Curve drop 1.28. That's 1.28 feet.
All this mathematics.
Yep, mathematics. But we know with zero math that from one side, he has that horizontal line that he looked, and then there was a drop. So zero mathematics, just looking through the viewfinder of the theodolite, we know that there was a drop. This mathematics is just measuring how much drop. Okay, I just don't, and it doesn't make sense, is not refutation. I don't know, and it doesn't make sense, is you admitting that you're not really quite bright enough to work through these things, which is fine. If you can't
to me, those degrees and those measurements, it just doesn't prove curvature, though.
It's actually a measurement of curvature, is what it is. You're seeing a measurement of curvature. But you don't need the measurement of curvature, because right here, this right here is the important thing. Right? Look at it here. That right there. That right there. Zoomed in. That shows us, without a question, this is a fact. The fact is that the surface of that lake is convex. It's just a fact.
But what I'm saying to you is this: is with my two eyes, I still don't see the curvature though that they're measuring with the degrees.
Yeah, your eyes aren't a fine, sensitive instrument like this theodolite is. Your eyes are not accurate to 5 seconds of a degree. Your eyes aren't even good enough to measure 1 degree in many circumstances.
It doesn't add up, man.
It does. It actually perfectly adds up. And when you do the math, this is what you get. A 1.28 foot drop over a distance of 1.38 miles. That's what was measured.
You keep bringing up mathematics, but mathematics is just another. It's programming. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. Mathematics is absolutely necessary to do the things that we do. In fact, mathematics are necessary for us to communicate right now. Without discrete cosine transforms, we could not have video or audio between us right now. Mathematics is how we're able to communicate. You know that?
Well, I mean,
your computer and my computer could not send signals over the air or the wires that they're using without fast Fourier transforms. Mathematics. Did you know that? It's all mathematics. You are looking at me because of mathematics.
I mean,
you know
I don't trust it.
I don't trust it. But you look at me. Do you see me? How many fingers am I holding up?
2.
2. Mathematics allowed you to see how many fingers I'm holding up. So clearly you trust it.
What? How would math... See, I don't get that.
The compression, that is the video and audio compression, that is taking the signal from your camera and my camera and compressing it down into a smaller form and sending it across the internet uses a discrete cosine transform. That's math.
That's electricity. That has nothing to do with
No, it's math. It's math. It's math. Math is how we're able to see this. Math is how we're able to hear me.
I mean, I understand you need basic math, but I mean, all that other,
Clearly, all that other is working pretty well because we're able to communicate. Brandon Cuskelly says, please, this hurts. I'm laughing so hard because you can see the crayon dust on his chin.
Crayon dust? What does that mean? Jesus. Oh, he's implying that I eat crayons or something. Wow.
Truth hurts. Truth hurts. He's just a little bit right there.
That was a good one. What was his name? Brian?
Brandon.
Or Brandon. That was a good one.
All right. Charlie says your entire argument is I don't believe that. That is a good.
Because it doesn't make sense.
To you. Indie Tiger's sci-fi review says I navigated ships in the Navy. Ships in the ocean, in the open ocean, follow a curved path to get where they need to go because the Earth is a globe.
And where was this curved path he's speaking of?
That's when they navigate, when they put together routes over the ocean, they use a great circle route.
Like I said, that doesn't make it
doesn't make sense to you. We get that. Good thing you're not a navigator.
A curved path like that.
Yes. So a great circle is something that's been
that doesn't add up.
Been referenced in spherical trigonometry for well over 2,000 years.
And I've been on cruises before.
And do you know what?
I've never seen any curve.
But on that, when they plotted their route, you know what they did? They used great circle routes. Connell Silverfur is asking, can you present an accurate flat Earth map?
I do have maps. I don't have them with me, but I do have some maps.
Where are your maps?
The maps they're digital. They're digital, but I don't have them. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to buy a printer and I'm gonna print them out. That's what I'm gonna do.
Why don't you just get them digitally and show them digitally?
Yeah, I could get them out another hard drive, but I can't do it now.
Why not?
I gotta go on my other files and get them. But yes, I do have maps of the real, our real geography.
The real
not that
geometry?
Stuff you see on a globe.
But the very first time we spoke, you said you had maps and you were going to show me.
I do. I have to get them out of my hard drives though.
Which hard drive?
On my files. I don't have the technology right now to do it, but...
What do you mean you... Hold on a second. What do you mean you don't have the technology?
I have to get the files out. I don't have it on this device.
What hard drive is it on?
It's on my other files on my other laptop.
All right. Maybe this is an accurate map. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, Middle Earth.
Yep.
That's a good movie, actually, Lord of the Rings.
That's as accurate as any flat Earth map I've ever seen.
I mean, well, that's more accurate than the globe. The globe day,
Actually, nobody's ever shown the globe to be wrong, but this one might be actually a little more accurate than that last one. I actually had this one hanging up on my wall for a while.
Right.
I did. Did you know that? Who else in the chat? Who else had this one? All right. Caucasian Sensation says, Dion, your authority on Babel only exists with your insistence on babbling.
The authority on Babel, is he referring to the Tower of Babel?
I think he's doing a play on words.
Your authority on Babel only exists with your insistence of babbling.
Yes.
I mean, because I'm questioning all this
No,
propaganda. I
I
mean,
think it's because you're babbling.
but I'm babbling truth, though. That's the thing.
You've got
I'm speaking truth.
Hung Sing Kwan USA is one of your big fans apparently.
Who's that?
Who is Hung Sing Kwan USA? Oh, I
Hung
think you
Sing
know.
Kwan? I have. That's I don't know who that is.
Oh, all right.
Wait
Allie's
a minute. I
wondering.
think I do know who that is.
Allie's wondering, where am I? I'm camping. I'm at a town near where the campground is. I'm not gonna say where.
Oh, Hung Sing Kwan.
I'm camping.
That's a fake kung fu master.
Ah. PJ CNet's wondering if I've ever encountered any Bigfoots while camping. I got some big feet.
And I wanted, and here's another thing too. Like they fabricate a lot on the globe. Like perfect example, right? You have on the globe that the continent Africa, or the country Africa, is the smallest continent on the globe.
Wait,
that's completely false.
You're saying that the country of Africa is the smallest continent on the globe?
Or I meant the continent. Africa is actually one of the biggest continents on the globe. It's not the smallest, but what do they put that on the globe? They put it as the smallest. And you believe the globe? People don't realize how big Africa actually is. It's one of the biggest continents on the earth.
Let's have a look here. Right here we go.
But they project it on the globe as this small continent.
There you go. There you go. That's pretty big there. What do you think? But yeah, this is a projection.
Yeah.
You see, yeah. And let's see this one, because I'm in without
and you can't credentials. Like I said, they fabricate everything on the globe.
Well, so you say
Africa is a huge continent.
True. Yes.
It's not like this small continent like they project on the, I'm just saying. This is stuff you have to question. You know what I mean? I'm not just pulling this out of my ass or nothing.
Yeah, you are. I mean,
you have to question this kind of thing.
You're totally pulling it out of there.
If pulling truth out of
Yeah, you're just pulling it from there.
Pulling the truth out, I guess.
You're just yanking it out of there. All right. Let's see.
You have to be unprogrammed to.
I'm not logged in with my credentials, so I can't see the. I can't. It doesn't let me change it to the globe projection. Weird. It's not a projection. The same. Dog. People. In a incognito window. How do I do that? Has he been out of his grandma's basement? Are you calling from your grandma's basement?
No, my grandma actually lives in California.
Okay.
So I'm in New York, so I can't be in my grandma's basement.
All right. Whose basement are you in?
I'm in my own basement.
Are you in a basement?
No, I'm actually in one of my living rooms.
And all of those old school DVDs on the wall behind you there?
Yeah. Those are actually some good collectibles too. Worth thousands.
Like thousands. Like what? Like what's your best one there?
Oh, I have like a ton of Rush albums that are worth thousands, like vinyl. If I put these on eBay, these would go for thousands, but I'm not going to do that.
Rush on vinyl worth that. Unopened, right?
No, they're open.
Opened Rush on vinyl were thousands. Like which one?
What do you mean? Which one?
Which album do you have of Rush on vinyl that's been opened?
I have the R40. R40?
R40.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
This is the only one that's not.
That's not. Is that vinyl?
Yeah, this is vinyl.
All right, let's see.
This right here would run for probably about 500.
500 for that.
I have a ton of collectibles.
So
collectible music.
Hold on. Let's see here. Can you hold that up again? Let me see it. R40, and that's vinyl. That looks a little small for vinyl.
Well, vinyl CD, compact disc.
Could you? Oh my gosh. CD. When you say vinyl, Dion, it's not CD.
Well,
vinyl
yeah,
is a record.
I'm saying the other things I have vinyl. That's a record, right?
Oh my gosh. So which vinyl do you have? Actual vinyl.
A ton. I got to pull them all out.
Just one.
Do you know how many? Like, there's thousands back there.
Just one.
I just pulled out one.
Just pick. Something on vinyl that's worth thousands.
What is my collection? What does my collection have to?
Your adoring fans want to know, Dion. What is your good, like, the one you're most excited about that you have on vinyl? Which
my it's not a Rush album, but it's probably a Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. That's probably one of my best ones.
Michael Jackson, Off the Wall on vinyl.
Yeah.
Now, when you say vinyl, do you mean vinyl CD?
No, record.
Or vinyl record.
The stuff you play on a scratcher.
Yeah, and it's unopened.
Yeah. I do a lot of collecting.
You do, okay.
But what does that have to do with?
Just. So all right, so we've got, and it's unopened. You say?
Yes, I have a ton of like versions, but that one in specific is unopened.
And what's that worth?
Oh, I don't know. That's got to be worth thousands.
Thousands.
It's got to be.
Yeah, because eBay says somewhere less than 40. Not 40,000. 40.
That's
just 40.
it all depends.
I mean, just, there it is. There you go. Oh, there's one. There you go.
Yeah, but see, those aren't. Those aren't.
Was yours signed by Michael?
No.
Was it signed by Logan Paul?
No.
Could you get it signed by Logan Paul the next time you go to the Flat Earth Convention in LA in 2017?
I don't think I'll ever be seeing Logan ever again.
Oh, he had a rough separation because of the legal trouble.
Yeah. But yeah, I have a ton of collectibles.
Sure. All right. Well, Eon Dust says, I'm pretty convinced he's part of some grand conspiracy to take over the world by trying to change our understanding of reality. Prove me wrong. Eon Dust says, prove him wrong.
To take over the world by trying to change our understanding of reality. Well, yeah, I'm trying to change your understanding of reality because your understanding of reality is programming. Like, you've been taught lies. We've all been taught lies growing up through public school. So now when you get to the point where you unplug, you start learning the real truth through examining and, opening your third eye. So yes,
dude,
you do need to change your reality.
I tell you, I had way too much fiber the other day and my third eye was open. Whoo! You do not want to open up that third eye, especially when you're camping, because that's inconvenient.
But you have to, like I said, you have to unplug. So yes, in a sense, I am trying to.
I can tell you,
change the reality.
If
and here's
you get
another
enough,
thing: you got to
if
question
you get
your
enough
reality.
fiber, you will unplug, and that third eye will open.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's more like the fourth eye. But yes, you do need to question your reality because it's all been lies.
So you say. So you say. Dave Fear says it doesn't add up. To you, Dion. To you. He's talking about the measurements across the lake done by a real surveyor.
To me, it just doesn't add up.
To you. But to other people, it does.
A lot of people, it doesn't, either.
To people that understand surveying, they look at that and they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It totally adds up.
I mean, these people believe we live in a giant spinning. Like, why aren't there cities upside down? I'm just hypothetical, right?
Are you serious, Dion?
If we really lived on a giant spinning ball of water, there would be cities upside down. From the logic, from the
actually serious?
I'm just saying, from the logic of the globe model, there would be cities upside down, underground.
So on a globe,
doesn't make sense.
On a globe, I'm putting on my sweatshirt. It's getting cold. On a globe, which way's down?
South. I don't own a globe. I don't. There's not one globe in my house. I don't own globes anymore. I don't.
Dion, on a globe, which way is down?
It's south.
No. Dion, you can't expect to actually debunk the globe by not understanding the globe.
I don't own any globes in my house. I never have. Never will.
Just think about it for a second. Which way is down on the globe? I'll tell you, it's not a trick question.
It's south, going down under, south.
No. Down is towards the center of the globe. So
of course. I already know that, but I thought
So if down is towards the center, and if anything's on the surface of the sphere, down is towards the center. So there isn't anything in relation to itself that's upside down. To somebody on the opposite side of the sphere, to them, that city would be upside down, but they would not be upside down themselves because down is towards the center of the globe.
Okay, so with that being said, right? If the globe model was correct, we would be able to dig a hole all the way through the center, and by the time we dig that hole through, we would have to end up in China if the globe was correct. But that's not true, though.
Well, not China. From the United States, it would be approximately Australia.
But if that were true, or Australia, we'll say it's Australia, but that doesn't happen.
Well, people don't actually dig that far. It's rather expensive to dig.
But if you
deep holes,
you would end up in China or Australia, but you can't. You would just keep going down.
Yeah. So let's say that somebody
doesn't add up.
Somebody built this mythical tube through the earth, right, and was able to do the engineering for it. So what then?
You would just keep going down until according to the globe model, you would just keep going down until you got to the end. Just pop out of space some way.
You'd pop out the other side.
But you wouldn't land up in another country, though.
Well, yeah, you would on the globe. But in flat Earth, and that's a good question, on flat Earth, if you dug a hole really deep, how far would you get before you popped out the bottom?
That
let's say somebody needed to bury a bunch of dogs. How far would they need to dig to make them, fall through the bottom and then, fill it back in with dirt?
probably about 2 or 3 feet.
2 or 3 feet, you'd get to the other side of flat Earth?
No, I'm just saying to bury the dog.
No, I'm saying, let's see, they wanted to really bury them deep. The other side of the flat Earth, because they wanted to
I don't know how
get
deep
rid
that
of
would
them
be.
dogs, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't know how deep that would be.
Right.
I don't think anybody knows how deep that would be.
I agree. No flat earther can answer that question.
There's no way, and that's another thing you wouldn't be able to measure. I don't think anybody knows how deep that would be.
No flat earther could measure anything. That's right. Steve6464 says not
You
proving
can't
everything
measure
was.
that.
Yeah, we know flat earthers can't measure anything. Steve6464 says not proving everything with science. What else do you use to prove things?
Your own two eyes.
And they can't be fooled?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to believe half of what you see.
Can your eyes be fooled?
Absolutely, they can.
Can your eyes measure angles precisely?
I mean, no, but...
Okay. Let's say that you had a mirror, right? And let's say that the mirror was 10 feet wide. And in that mirror was 1/10 of a degree of curve. Could you, with your eyes, see the curve on that 10-foot long mirror?
No, you wouldn't be able to see that.
No? Okay. Let's say that mirror was a mile long and had 1 degree of curve in it. Could you see the curve in that 1 degree?
I mean...
that 1 mile long mirror?
No, but your eyes aren't meant to see that kind of stuff, though.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Let's say that mirror is 69 miles long and has 1 degree of curve in it. Could your eyes see that 1 degree of curve in 69 miles?
No.
Okay. So your eyes are not
your eyes
enough.
aren't meant to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
though.
your eyes are not a good enough instrument to measure curve.
But here's the thing. But my eyes are good enough to know, whatever this science is claiming, it's not adding up.
Your eyes aren't doing the not adding up. That's your brain, or the little brain, Dion, the little one.
So, oh yeah, now my brain's tricking me, right?
No, your brain, you're just saying it doesn't add up to you. But other people can do it.
Because it doesn't. That's just it. It doesn't add up.
To you. But other people look at that and say, oh, that makes perfect sense. All right, well, let's go
Well,
on
yeah,
here.
the program ones, yeah.
All right. Here, Chris Hoffman says, Dion, do you know how burning gasoline in an engine can cause wheels to turn? How does a transmission work? If you don't know, then cars are a lie?
I mean, that's just simple energy.
Yeah, but how does the transmission work?
Well, I'm not a mechanic, but
does it add up?
No, but see, here's the thing. You can see that with your own eyes how the mechanics work, though. Mechanics can see that.
Mechanics can. So mechanics can understand it, you can't. But it's okay that mechanics can understand it and you can't.
Because you see the mechanics and the energy working in front of you. So, you know what I mean? Of course you're going to know how that works if you study it.
I don't know what you mean.
So, I mean, that's just simple energy.
It's not actually just simple energy. It's pretty complicated.
That's real science, working with your hands and how that kind of thing.
How do you demark science from not science?
See, here's the thing. All science is an educated guess. And
No. How do you demark science from not science?
Well, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
All science really is an educated guess. So, true science is you have to put your theories to a test. you have to keep practicing and practicing, putting that to a test until you know for a fact, scientifically, this is what's true.
How do you test that then?
You just have to test it.
Well,
Whatever your
process?
theory is, you have to keep testing the theory.
How?
However you want to test it.
Oh, so if I wanted to test a hypothesis, you said theory, but I know you meant hypothesis, that the surface of water was convex, I could use a theodolite to test that.
I mean,
right?
It all depends on your instrument. Like I said, I don't trust those man-made instruments, me personally.
Okay, but you trust the engine and the transmission in your vehicle that you don't understand.
Yeah, because it's been put to the test that these things work when you drive a car. That's different.
And celestial navigation works when you sail a ship.
Like I don't believe it. I mean, me personally, but I know.
So incredulity. And all right, Glober Mom says for Smo, if the designer, God, right, put the dome over the Earth, where do meteors come from, and what's the dome made of?
Well, like I said, see, there's in Genesis it talks about the firmament, right?
Meteors.
Oh, meteors.
Yes, meteors.
Oh, that's an interesting question because meteors.
Where do they come from?
This is going to be a lot for a lot of people to handle, but a lot of people don't realize that a lot of meteors are actually just illusions. But that's for another convo.
It sounds like you're kind of running away from that one. What about the meteors that have exploded and broken glasses, windows, and things like that?
All a meteor is a fallen star. It's not.
But you said the stars are outside the dome. How'd they get through the dome? The dome, you said, was there to protect us from the mean, evil aliens that want to come and get us and eat our brains. They will be sadly disappointed when they find the flat earthers. But let's. You said that's what's happening. Okay, so how do the meteors get through when the dome is there to protect us?
I don't believe there.
That dome didn't. It kind of fell apart there. I mean, it didn't work.
So with that, from the illusion point, it's when at nighttime you're seeing it through the dome.
Okay.
Seeing it through the dome. It's not in the dome, but you're just seeing it through.
Okay, but then what?
The meteors aren't going inside the dome. You're just seeing them go. They're not inside the dome.
But they've hit the ground even.
Says who? I've never seen any meteors hit the ground.
Have you not seen that episode of The Waltons?
Yeah, The Waltons.
Where the meteor went through the house and landed in their house? Did you not see that?
That's Hollywood, though. That's sci-fi. That's science. I mean, come on. That doesn't happen in reality.
Oh, the Google moderator team is wondering how your dating is going.
My dating? I have a fiance.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have a fiance.
Is that it? Is that all you...
I'm not dating. I have a fiance. Like, what?
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, you can actually date. Just because you're engaged doesn't mean you have to stop dating.
I don't believe in that.
You don't? You think so? Was you?
I'm not into that. The open marriage relationship. I'm not into that.
You date the same person that you're actually engaged to.
Oh, yeah.
Not a different person.
Yeah.
The same person.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So here's what happens.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, if you want to call it dating.
You meet somebody.
Right.
And you're like, hey, you want to go on a date? Okay.
Well, I mean,
and then you go on a date. And then you go on another date. And you go on another date. You hear that train? And then after a while, you're like, hey, I really dig you. I really dig you too. We should get married. Okay. And then you're engaged. And then you know what you do? You go on a date. You
Well,
go on
yeah.
a date. And then you know what happens? Now, this is the hard part for some guys. Guys, listen up. You get married. And that person that you're married to, you go on a date. And then you go on a date with that person you're married to, not with somebody else. They tend to not like that.
I get it.
Right?
I mean, but that's pretty self-explanatory, though. I mean, when you say dating,
you would think that it would be, but some people don't know.
When you say dating, it means you're seeing other people. I mean, but that's self-explanatory. I mean, of course, you're going on a date. Well, their significant other.
Yeah. So, all right. Does she think the Earth is flat?
No.
That's a good sign.
But I'm working on it.
Unfortunately, I would. Now, I'm not asking you to give her a name. Is there a name that we could use to address her?
Ashley. Her name's Ashley.
What's that?
Ashley. Her name's Ashley.
Ashley. All right. Is she watching?
No.
Okay.
She's currently out at the moment.
Might she watch?
I have no idea if she'll watch. If her attention span will watch this shit.
All right. Well, in the off chance that she does, here we go. Just a second. Here we go. Ashley, should you actually exist, Ashley? Dion thinks the Earth is flat. I don't know if he's been hiding that from you.
No, I think the Earth is a dome.
And that there's a dome and the surface is
flat foundation.
And
right.
He thinks that. All right. Hey, I'm talking to Ashley. Shh. I just in case you're unaware, Ashley, you sound like a great person so far. He hasn't said much, but so far you sound fantastic. It's a problem though because the Earth is not covered with a dome and it's not flat. So if you can,
well, I mean that's
shh. Convince him otherwise. Otherwise, just saying. All right, there you go. All right, Dion. Message. Maybe
she will listen. Maybe she'll listen to you. She won't listen to me. But.
I hope so.
Women,
Ashley, I hope you do listen to me.
Like, through the roof.
For what?
Women's attention spans are through the. They won't listen to squat.
Are you really saying that? Do you want to retract that statement? You probably do. You should definitely retract that statement.
Why?
That was. I got to tell you, you're not going to be impressing any of the ladies that you want to impress by telling them that you think that they.
I'm telling the truth.
They have no. Oh my gosh.
I can't be honest. I'm telling the truth.
Please. All right. Public service announcements. Dion does not speak for the channel.
I'm being honest.
All right. Yep. All right.
They don't want to listen to this.
NA says, okay, I'll dumb it down for Dion. Why do you think God didn't create a globe in the solar system in a vast universe we live in?
God didn't create a globe.
But why?
I mean, just for the fact that it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I don't think he would create something that
it doesn't make sense to you, but other people think it makes sense.
And who is this guy? NA. Have you been that's funny. He donated $6.66.
Hail Santa.
Wow.
Hail Santa. He's a big Santa fan.
Wow. Yeah, that explains it.
Explains
anyway, what? I just caught on to that.
It took a while.
But have you been to space? We don't know what it is.
I have not. Oh, there's somebody.
He really donated $6.66. Wow.
There's somebody over there.
Wow. I think that guy's a Satanist.
I would think he's probably more like a atheist.
Yeah, atheists. Yeah, they're all. That's pretty much the same.
Probably, pretty much not. Keith M says Edgar Allan says what? Poe.
What I mean, what to what
Edgar,
to what?
Edgar Allan Edgar Allan.
Well, what is
Who's
he
the
saying?
famous?
What
The famous
to?
poet. The famous poet. Edgar Allan.
What is he saying? What to?
Edgar. I just finished this. The name of the famous poet. Edgar Allan.
Oh, Poe.
There you go. Thank you.
That was another programmed artist as well, but that's another discussion for another time.
Mute Doggy's wondering, do you trust clocks to tell time? Because that's a man-made device.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the time. Oh, and that's another thing too. Time time isn't real. Like the idea of time is not real.
So you say,
Like absolutely, time is man-made, without a doubt.
So, all right, I'm at this park. That's right in front of me. That's the main road through town. Behind me is just this little nothing road. You can see, right there's my kid's truck right there. Right, that's it. And this person just walked from there, behind, and then went around there, and then walked in front of me, and now she's gone off in the distance that way. I don't know. She's just maybe.
Yeah, I mean that's
maybe Ashley sent somebody to check in on you, Dion.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's out and about right now, but
could be. All right. Steve6464 for $5 says, how about a drinking game where we take a drink every time Dion says I do not trust it? I need to give a little public service announcement.
Do you blame me?
Do not do this drinking game. Alcohol poisoning is real.
But Steve 6464, do you not blame me for trusting this? I mean,
you could do it yourself. All right, we've got Lance Jess Elias says, I have a PhD in computational astrophysics. This is the person that measured the distance to the sun several times. I measured the distance to the sun with spectroscopy, radar, parallax, gravimetry, that's Mercury's motion, and the precession of Venus, converged 94 million miles.
So my question to Lance is, how often do you use that PhD? I'm just curious, wondering.
I don't know if it really.
Like, what would you need that PhD in? I mean,
in computational astrophysics.
Well, like, how would you use that in everyday life? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's my thing.
You wouldn't use it necessarily in everyday life. I write email filtering software, and my email filtering software is only used when receiving emails. My email filtering software isn't used at all when I'm mowing the lawn.
Exactly.
I can mow the lawn without any email filtering software at all. And
why do we need to know that program? You know what I mean? That programming.
Yeah, but
I don't get it.
But you would want to use email filtering software if, for example, you had email and you wanted to have less spam and phishing messages. And I was thinking about this today, people. That Nigerian prince has been looking for somebody gullible enough for a long time, and I gotta say, the flat earthers probably made that guy rich.
Nigerian prince? Who's that?
Probably made that guy rich. All right. Well, Lance. Tell you what, Lance Jesse.
Who's this Nigerian prince?
I'll forward you a few emails from him. Let's see. PG Tony says if you use 10,000-year-old observations, you get correspondingly out-of-date conclusions. Google moderator team wonders if you enjoy wrestling with women.
Wait, wrestling with women? Wait, what? Can you reread that?
Nope. AT2 Production says, no, the answer is in the appropriate professional setting. Maybe try to get a job that doesn't involve, would you like fries with that, Dion?
Hey, I mean, like I said, I'm awakening the masses, you know what I mean? Like,
the masses, I don't think are paying any attention to you, Dion, just to be,
that's a good thing, because
it's hard to break it to you. I don't want to hurt your feelings on that, but I don't think that any masses have discovered.
Hey, maybe
you yet,
not,
Dion.
but hey, the ones who will listen, that's all that counts.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. Lordy Luminous Pooh says, halt fashion police. Blazer over a t-shirt with a ratty baseball cap. He deserves to flirt.
Hey, this is a Buffalo Bills cap, okay? That's one of the best teams in the NFL. The NFL's rigged, but neither there. Hey, the Buffalo Bills are still one of the best teams.
But okay, that is this?
And this blazer cost $8,000, by the way.
Yeah, you talked about that last time. How much was that T-shirt?
This Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this from a Cobra Kai, not seminar, but like Comic-Con. They had like the cast of. Have you watched Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got that from
Where you? Was this when you were in LA in 2017 meeting Logan Paul?
No.
No?
This is when William Zabka, Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio?
Yeah, Ralph Macchio. He played Daniel in The Karate Kid, and William Zabka played Johnny. Then Kreese, you got Kreese. What do you mean? What's so funny?
Ralph Macchio. Can I order a Ralph Macchio at Starbucks?
No, this was at a Comic-Con.
I'll have a venti chocolate macchio.
Ralph Macchio, he played Daniel in The Karate Kid. I don't get it. I don't get what's.
Oh my god!
I don't get the joke for that. Kreese played by Michael Cove.
All right. So, the hat. Tell me about the hat again.
Buffalo Bills. It's a Buffalo Bills hat. When they went to the Super Bowl in the 90s.
What kind of team is that? What do they play?
Football.
Oh, did you see that ludicrous display last night?
Huh?
What was Wenger thinking, sending Walcott on so early? The thing about Arsenal is they always try to walk it in.
What? I'm talking about football, not baseball.
That's all I know about football talk.
Oh, okay.
I've reached the end of my football talking there. All right. Peter Miss Prime says, why is it that flirts are never prepared for these debates?
I mean, what does he want? Like, have I not been speaking logical facts through this?
You have not been.
Well, that's your opinion. I mean,
you have not been. Ralph Macchio. I don't know.
I don't get what's so funny. Like that's the guy who played Daniel in The Karate Kid.
Daniel, yes, Daniel. Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, Daniel's son.
I'll have.
I don't get what's so.
All right, there's some.
Is there some kind of like?
Yeah, I don't know. Yep, nothing else. Gary Little, big brother to Stuart Little, says the towers of the Golden Gate Bridge prove the curvature of the Earth, as does any other tower type bridge. Did you know that, Dion? Because when they build them, they have to build them...
I never heard of that before.
They have to build them to tip away from each other the correct amount based on the curvature of the Earth.
I mean, I've never heard that before.
No? Well, that... I mean,
yeah, I don't believe that. That's...
Okay, yeah, so people do not drink every time he says, I don't believe it.
And what
do
proof,
not want to be held responsible.
For those, like, I mean, to me, that's a claim, you know?
It is. I don't, and I don't have, and Gary may, but I don't have the engineering documents on hand. Mr. Uniteford to the Chill Win says, Dion, I saw your old videos. Is it true you said in one of them that you were once intimate with Ronda Rousey for less than 2 minutes.
I'm not going to comment on that on this stream.
I mean,
yeah, no comment on that. I'm not going to. I don't think you want me to comment on that on this stream, McDoon.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm gonna. No comment on that.
Yeah, it's okay. You can. It's okay on this stream. I'm fine with it.
I don't want to speak on that on here.
Is that because if Rhonda hears you say anything like that, she'll just come over and
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Ronda Rousey.
She'll take care of business if you.
That's something that happened long ago in the past. I don't want to.
Were you at the time sleeping or hallucinating?
Like I said, I'm not going to comment on that
yes.
situation.
Just say yes.
I'm not going to comment on that.
All right. Technics is wondering, at what point does math become not believable? Is 2 + 2 unbelievable?
Well, yeah, I mean but 2 + 2 is a metaphor. Like, you know, it's a quantity. It's
not a metaphor. It's not at all a metaphor.
You know, I could make up a name and say this is plus plus, and you know that's all
right.
it is.
Is 2 + 4, or sorry, is 2 + 2?
It's quantity. It's quantity energy.
Is it unbelievable? There's no energy involved in it. There's no units.
Yes, because you're taking an object, a quantity. You're saying 2 + 2 is this figure. That's all it is.
Yeah. Dude, is it unbelievable for you?
I mean, you do need basic mathematics, but
okay.
I mean, you don't need all this other.
What about
Algebra 51, 40, Algebra 40,
Algebra 40,
Algebra 6, 7. You know, you don't need all that algebra, like, you know what I mean?
What are these things you're saying? Algebra 6, 7.
You don't need that's all programmed. You don't need Algebra 7 in real life.
What's the definition? Kalina's
that
agility
kind of
partner.
mathematics is programmed. You don't need that.
Hold on. Kalina's agility partner is wondering, what's the definition of a metaphor?
I mean, I don't know the exact, definition.
Yeah, just rough is fine. Yeah.
A metaphor is like, it's a replacement of. A hidden replacement of what you're really talking about.
It's hidden. Why is it? What do you mean it's hidden?
It's like a hidden, not hidden, but like it's a replacement of what you're really talking about. I don't have the definition on hand, but.
Okay, but you said math is a metaphor, or 2 + 2 is a metaphor.
Yeah, it's a metaphor of a quantity because all it is quantity. You know, I could name 2 is a name. You know, I could say, oh, that's,
You have trouble with variables in math? Like, let's say
I'm not a mathematician. I'm really not.
Yeah,
but,
I believe you. Let's say this. Let's just
programming.
Let's say 4 = x + 2. What does x equal?
See, I don't even know that off the bat. I'm not a mathematician.
Clearly.
But see, here's the thing. Like, that's all programming, though. You don't need to know that kind of thing. What do you need to know that for?
I don't know. You're right. Yeah, you'd never use.
All you need to know is basic
arithmetic.
Counting and basic math. That's all you need to know. How to do your taxes, your banking.
But if that's the case, then this video stream could not happen. Do you know that?
What?
Remember, this video stream requires discrete cosine transform. Say it with me. Discrete cosine transform.
Discrete cosine transform.
There you go. Without discrete cosine transform, the video could not be compressed. And the audio could not be compressed that we are using to communicate with.
You know, like I said, I'm not a mathematician,
but so you need it though. That's the thing.
You need it to a degree, to a point. You don't need it to.
Well, you certainly need it to get up to all the way up to discrete cosine transforms.
That stuff, that mathematics they teach in college, which is programming, you don't need that.
But how are
You
you
don't
going to?
need to know
How is
that.
this
It's
video
programming.
stream? How is this video stream going to happen without it?
Like I said, all you need is energy.
No, it's actually a discrete cosine transform.
All you need is a basic algebra. All you need is a basic math,
How are
a
you going to
basic
do
calculus and algebra to do that.
how,
You don't need a calculus 7, algebra 6, 7, 8. You don't need all that. Like, what do you need to know all that for? I'm just saying. Like, am I not making great points? Like,
oh my gosh. Lord Illuminous Pooh says for $2, Africa is huge. So huge. The H is silent. That's how huge it is. You need the math.
Oh, he's got an all-C. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting far. You're not getting far without math. I got to tell you.
Yeah, he's got a pyramid.
Yeah.
An all-seeing eye there, of course.
Yeah, he's looking at you. I don't know if you saw it or not, but there's a few Agent Smiths in the chat.
Oh, it's probably 70% Agent Smith.
70, absolutely. JDT Turbo is wondering, what was Gandalf's name before leaving the Undying Lands, if you read the Silmarillion?
Well, that's not a real book.
No, the Silmarillion is a real book. I have it. I have a copy of it.
Oh, wait a minute. That's the books before The Hobbit. The Hobbit. It was the books before the Hobbit trilogy. I have not read those. That is a real book.
The Hobbit. Right. Wait, The Hobbit was not a trilogy.
It was the books before the Hobbit books. That is a real book. I forgot about that. Yeah, but
The Hobbit's not a trilogy.
Well, there's three books.
They made it. They stretched one book into 3 movies. Kind of forced that, but. All right.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That is a real book. That's the book before the Hobbit.
JDT Turbo. I do not remember the name. Gandalf's name before leaving. The Undying Lands. Hold on, I got it. All right, a little bit of water. All right, there it is. There's the most accurate flat Earth map ever presented. All right, Mr. Unite for the Children is wondering, Dion, do you collect digital rotary phones too? That's a good question, Dion. Do you have any digital rotary phones?
No.
No? Have you ever seen a digital rotary phone?
I have not that I know of. Probably not. I was born in the 90s.
Were you?
Yeah.
All right. Chronic Avengers says this guy's a dollar store Tate.
Dollar store? Who's the Tate? I don't know who that is.
Is it Andrew Tate?
Oh, yeah, that's Andrew Tate. I've heard of that guy.
And somebody's asking if you're still taking new students for your Dion Smo's whatever.
Oh, absolutely, always. 100%, always.
All right.
Always taking new students.
Humphrey Pushcart is wondering, for your favorite quantity, Euclides, is the programming of your reality in Python, C++, or Fortran?
What is Fortran?
That would be formula translation. That's what it stands for. It's a programming language.
Well, yeah. Like I said, we live. If you really think about it, though, we live in a programming-esque simulation.
Yeah, but what's the language used for this programming? Python, C++, Fortran, or is it more trendy? Are they using Rust or Go?
Like I said, I'm not a programmer, so I don't know the lengths of.
Oh well, then how do you know so much about the programming?
I mean, I know enough about the simulation, the matrix that we're in. I mean,
all right. Well,
or you guys are in.
Allie had curry last night. and Allie's third eye is roasting hot.
Yeah, that's
You
another.
ever,
That's
you ever
another
get some
topic.
Buffalo Wild Wings, and then the next day you're like, "Ooh, third eye." All right. Tim Pryor says, please, for the love of God, tell him to point south and then down. Then ask him if it's the same direction. All right, Dion. Here's your chance, Dion. Point south.
South.
Point south.
It's down. Always down.
No, from where you're sitting in your house there, in the basement of this this house, which way is south? Which way
Probably.
south?
Where's my compass? I have my compass on me, but it'd probably be
This is your
that
this
way.
is your this is your home. You don't even know. I'm not even in my home, and I know that way is south.
Right. That's what I just pointed to.
Okay. Now, all right. So point south with one hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Now take your other hand. Get your other hand ready. Get your other hand ready.
What is this? This is some
get,
kind of.
Get your other hand ready. Right. Ready?
I just pointed south.
Yep. Have one hand pointing south.
Okay.
And now get your other hand ready. Now point down. On screen so we can all see. There we go.
Right.
That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're not the same.
I just pointed south from where my direction is.
Is there any beer in that can?
No, not anymore.
Tim Pryor comes back and says you have to say down is toward the ground, not centered. These guys will not get it.
Yeah, because they're used to that. Yeah, man, these people are really programmed.
What language are they programmed in again?
Being plugged into this simulation, the Matrix.
Python, C++, Fortran, Pascal.
Like I said, I'm not a pro. I don't know the language, but they're programmed.
Object Pascal, Swift, JavaScript, Lingo. Who in the chat has programmed in Lingo? Or HTML. Oh, I'm kidding. HTML is not Turing complete. Right? People. Who's programmed in Lingo? Anybody? Ooh, Lisp. Yep. PHP, Basic, MIT Scratch, SQL, Assembler, COBOL, Bash. We're going. We got a couple. Just tell me when it's,
I'm not a programmer. I don't know.
Basic. No, I do not mean logo. I do mean lingo. Java? Yeah, I do mostly Java. DOS? DOS isn't a programming language. You do Bash or Bash scripts, I suppose, in DOS. That's probably Turing complete. All right. There you go. Top left for sure, says Dave Cernick. Would you like to win top left? It's an elite competition.
Top left?
Yeah.
And what competition is that?
It's the top left competition.
Doing what?
Winning top left. Don't worry about it. It's for people that have tried hard and really put forward an effort in their top leftiness. The nominations are in February, voting is in March, and then the announcement is at the end of March, early April. So
top left, is that like political? I'm not a leftist.
It's not political. Tim Pryor says, better yet, tell him to point to the top of a basketball, then tell him to point to put that space where there is no up or down. Then explain where down is when everything's being pulled toward the ball. Do you have a basketball or a soccer ball?
I don't play basketball.
Do you have any spherical objects in there?
I don't have any spherical objects.
You have no spherical objects. I have two I keep with me all the time.
I don't have no globes, nothing. You'll never find a globe in my house.
You have no spherical objects with you.
I mean, I had a baseball the other day, but
I am never without my spherical objects, I got to tell you.
I mean, I was playing baseball the other day, but I don't have the baseballs here.
Now, Turtle no longer has the spherical objects. They've been taken away. Yes, Hunter.
Better yet, tell him to point to what. But see, what would that prove?
Okay.
Like,
It was because you were having a problem understanding which way's down.
well, obviously, depending on where you're at, you're gonna know what down is. You know what I mean?
Down is towards the center of the earth.
Exactly.
On a basketball, down is towards the center of the basketball. If
Right.
you're using it as an analog for the earth, so there would be nothing that's actually upside down on it. Professor Phil Bell, yes, it did. Yes, it did. All right. We got Lord Illuminous Pooh. He's a big fan. He says, if possible, once you hit the center, you'd be digging, you'd be climbing. So this is about digging a hole through the earth again. This was from a little bit ago. Yeah, you would, if you dug a hole down to the center of the earth, and if you didn't just get a little toasty because it's warm down there, if you got the air conditioner installed in the window, once you got to the center, you'd have to dig up because you'd be in the middle, right?
Wait, on the globe head model?
On the globe, yes.
I mean, that would make logical sense, but that's not what would happen, though.
Yep. Okay. Well, Davy Clarets for $4.99 says, Dion, do you have a vinyl reel-to-reel of Kool the Gang's Get South on it?
Get South on it. That's a good band. I do have a few records by them, but I don't have anything on vinyl.
Do you have a vinyl reel-to-reel?
No, I don't.
Do you have a reel-to-reel vinyl player?
I mean, I just have the scratch player that plays the vinyls, but
yeah. Does the scratch player play the reel-to-reel vinyls though pretty well?
yeah, I'm sure they could.
I'm sure they could. All right. All right. Dion. People are wondering about your accent, but all right. So we got Hunter. Oh, how good are your eyes? Let's see. Wait, Hunter are you mute? Are you faux hammer, Hunter? Are you faux hammer?
See how good Dion's eyes are? What's that supposed to mean? The fuck?
Well, I'm looking for people that sent me DMs here. Yeah, okay, that is faux hammer. All right.
I mean, my eyes, and I see the truth. I mean,
Yeah. Well, yeah. We're just gonna test it out here in a second. Which one is bigger is the question. And here it is. Which one is bigger? Which one is bigger? What do you think?
Oh, obviously the first clip is the big one.
The one on the left?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. I mean, it's taller.
All right.
That's the taller clip.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
They're both the same size. Apparently your eyes are not that good.
I mean, what kind of... Okay, so he did some illusionary there.
Obviously, yeah. All right. Obvious. No, your human
that
eyes
was
are
good.
just
I don't
not...
know who that was. That was a good one, though.
We're just not good at measuring things. That's the reality with our eyes.
Yes,
Indie Tiger Sci-Fi Review
that
says,
was
so Dion,
that picture was fabricated.
if you study something, you can understand it, but you, having studied nothing, can understand nothing.
What do you mean study nothing? I've studied the energy around me.
How?
I study life. I study the things you can't see. You have to be in a certain mindset to see these things. You have to be unplugged from the matrix. Have you ever studied energy?
Are there hand motions?
Right. To say I've studied nothing, that's tomfoolery. I've studied the energy around me.
But you don't even know how transmission works, yet you think you trust it.
I'm not a mechanic. I mean,
exactly, but you trust it.
But I know whatever those instruments that are being used inside that car is designed to make it fluid and work.
And an instrument designed to measure angles works. Right?
Yeah, but those angles aren't proving anything.
They're not? Why not? Just because you say they're not.
They're not proving what you think. They're not proving curvature.
Just nuh-uh. Well, what is it showing then?
Numbers. That's it. Numbers.
No.
So all it is numbers. That's all math is.
But this isn't numbers, Dion.
By the way, I don't see any curvature on that picture there.
Where's the numbers here? Where's
the numbers? I don't see curvature on this.
Where's the numbers? You said it was numbers. Where's the numbers?
You don't. That's the whole thing. You don't see the numbers physically.
Okay, so it's not numbers.
But the degree of the angle is numbers.
Yeah, but this is not numbers. This is just a simple non-numerical test to see if the surface of water is curving or not. That's all it is. No numbers here.
And in this picture, does it look like the water's curving?
Remember, you already agreed that you cannot see water curving. Remember?
You can. I don't see any curve in that picture.
Your eyes are not good enough to see the amount of curve that's on the surface of the earth. You cannot see with your own eye. You could not see 1 degree of curve over a mile, you agreed. And there's 1 degree of curve over 69 miles, even bigger.
And yet we don't see any curve.
Like we should not. We should not see any curve. Because our eyes are not good enough to see it. But this instrument is good enough to see it. So we can use this instrument to help us see that there is a curve over just 1.4 miles.
So they're just going to, okay, there's curve, but you're not supposed to see the curve. Is that what you're saying?
We see it right there. Right there. Here it is.
I don't see any curve there.
Yeah, if there was no curve, then that horizontal crosshair would be right in the middle of that target.
I don't see any curve there.
Denial. All right. Denial doesn't win.
So there's curve.
Denial's
you're not supposed to see
loss.
The curve, right?
Just so you know, denial is instant loss. Linda for 5 Australians says Dion, and then a bunch of emojis of female's face. I don't know. Maybe.
That's good stuff.
Rezovsky wants Sam Owens back. Oh my goodness. He is that guy's crazy. That guy is as crazy as they come. Astronut 66 says Dion, please tell the people of this is about the meteor. Chelyabinsk, Russia, that meteors don't do damage on the ground. Do your research and look on YouTube for Chelyabinsk meteor. Have you heard of that? There's video of that happening because people have cameras on their dash cams. And I've seen at least one. I think there's multiple dash cams of the meteor going through you can see it in the sky. And then it exploded, and the explosion was so intense that that stuff was damaged, property was damaged. Yeah. What? Nothing? Come on.
Did he
a meteor somehow got through the dome that's supposed to protect us from the aliens.
Yeah, he let me guess, he walked up to the meteor and he found Clark Kent inside of it, right?
How else did he get here? Duh.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Captain Nugget for $2 says, so Dion, why is the Earth the only planet that's flat? I mean, we could look up at Mars, and Mars is a sphere, right?
We've never been to any of the. And that's another thing too. How do we
The
know what any of
moon
those
is
planets look
spherical.
like? We've never been. We never been to any of those planets.
Wow,
We
people
don't
have
know
been
what
to
they
the
look
moon.
like.
People have been to the moon. 12 people have been on the moon.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, they have. They
No.
they even brought back rocks.
Come on,
They took some tourist photos. They left
No
some
man
crap.
has ever been on the moon.
They
I'm sorry to break
they
it
left
to
some
you.
crap there that we can even see. You don't know that? You're not looked at the. Let's see. That's not the one. That's not the one. I have. There's a bunch of pictures that the LRO has taken of the landing sites. Did you not know that? Dion, come on. All right, let me find it for you. You need your headphones back on. I can hear myself through your thing there.
You can?
I can, yes.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm gonna go fix the audio real quick.
There we go. I'm pulling up the LRO pictures.
Yeah, I gotta fix the audio. I mean, that's the thing.
Where'd he go? What's he doing? All right. Look at that. There's Apollo 11. All right, Dion. Where you at, Dion? Oh, jeez. He's gone away. All right, there's Apollo 11. These are a bunch of different pictures taken. You can see. I love this. You can see the shadow actually, because they're based on the time that the picture was taken in the lunar day, and so the shadow gets
I get it.
shorter and shorter. And then I think, does this one go?
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, is the audio better now?
I don't know. I'll tell you in a minute. All right.
Okay.
Here
I think it's better now.
All right, you see this?
Yeah.
There is Apollo 11 landing site. You see how that shadow changes in length? That's because that's the different times of day of the lunar day. See that?
You really believe that's the moon?
It is the moon, yes. You can even see this one. You can see here the path.
Yeah, that's the moon.
The path that they took walking out to that crater on the right. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's definitely the moon there. Definitely
It
the
is.
moon.
It is. All right, and then see you see how the shadow's getting longer?
It's not.
There you go. That's Apollo 11. Let me grab Apollo 16, which is one that they had the lander.
I just don't get how
the
people
rover.
believe this stuff, man.
All right, here it is. Here it is. All right. You see that? Going all the way across the shadow. See how long that shadow is going across the crater there. You can see it's way far there. All right. So there it is. It's in shadow there. There it is. And you can see the tracks from the rover. Pretty cool.
Please don't tell me you don't believe this stuff.
There you go. Look at that. That's pretty cool.
You don't believe that photo, do you?
That is, well, don't believe that photo isn't a refutation of the photo. If you don't think it's correct, then do better science. Here's Apollo 17. Look at that. They went all over the place. So this is from the LRO,
Yeah,
the
sure they
Lunar
did.
Reconnaissance Orbiter, that's taking pictures, photographs of the moon. It's not run by NASA. It's run by, I think, by mostly by Arizona State University people. So there you go. You can look at all the tracks I left all over the place, and there we see the shadow getting longer. So there it is. The moon is spherical, and we went there. So
sure we did.
I'm glad you agree.
And this, I do believe the moon is real, Luna. But there's all, like I said, there's a
but
half the time the thing you see in the sky is a hologram.
So you say. All right, Lance Jess Elias as a new member. Thank you very much, Lance Jess Elias. I would love, you know what? I'd love to talk to you sometime about how you did these measurements. Maybe would you be interested in sometime coming on just to go over a couple of the different ways that you did it? Send me a message on either Discord or Facebook or email or Twitter, whatever works. Let me know who you are and remind me of this conversation. So, all right, we're getting towards the end here. Tim Pryor says Ralph Macchio as Daniel Karate Kid. He
played the Karate Kid and he plays Daniel and Cobra Kai. I don't get what's so like the joke for that.
It's yep. Ralph Macchiato. I'll have a venti, please.
Great actor too, by the way.
I disagree.
Okay. I guess that's debatable.
Lance Jesse Elias said that the email joke won did the winning. Him or her over.
Lance Jesse Elias. That's the guy who sent the clip photo, right?
The PhD that measured the distance to the sun in multiple ways. Albino Bad Guy says that he is the Nigerian prince and has some vinyl for sale. So let me hook you up with Albino Bad Guy, who is the Nigerian prince.
Yeah, I do a lot of collecting, so let me know.
Yep, sign some vinyl.
Prince, Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Metallica.
Get some Prince and Michael
Iron
Jackson
Maiden.
That was signed last year by both of them.
Iron Maiden. I do a lot of like 80s collecting when it comes to music. To me, that was the best era of music, the 80s. So I do like a lot of collecting, but I digress.
Yeah, somebody got a Michael Jackson vinyl signed just last year by Michael.
Oh, did they?
Yep.
Michael Jackson's clone.
No, by Michael, the real Michael. He hangs out on the secret NASA moon base.
Oh, he faked his death too, right?
Kalina's agility partner says he has officially failed third grade.
Who has, Michael Jackson?
No.
You couldn't be talking about me.
I think so.
I have a college degree.
In what?
What's that?
In what? And please don't say that it's from the Flat Earth Community University. That does not count.
I'm just kidding. I don't have a degree in college, but I did.
You
I do have a high school diploma.
You just said you had a degree.
Okay, that was a joke.
Bill McGuire says,
but
Dion.
I do have a high school diploma, though.
That, I'm going to have to say, I don't believe it. It just doesn't add up.
Hey,
Dion,
that's your
please
opinion.
describe this accent you're attempting.
What's that?
Please describe this accent you're attempting, says Bill McGuire.
I mean, I'm from New York. I mean, I don't, there's no accent. See, New Yorkers have different accents, so.
Bill McGuire, he uh-oh. Kalina's agility partner says he's officially failed first grade.
That's your opinion.
Tim Pryor says,
hey, I'm smarter than she is.
Says, been drinking to try to make myself this dumb, not working, and my My head still hurts from the alcohol. Tim, you gotta watch it. I don't know if you could actually reach that level before alcohol poisoning kicks in. Hessifer says Metaphor is on the other hard drive, but that's another conversation for another time.
Sure.
All right, try to dig up the Metaphor from your other hard drive.
Yeah, these guys don't even these guys are programmed, man.
Yeah, it's all programming. Cowtrophius for 66.6 shekels says, Mom, there's a fly with a hat inside my computer screen trying to make me more stupid.
Who is that? Catastrophius? He donated 66. Wow. See, this is how I know these guys are programmed, man.
I gotta read this again. Hold on, I gotta read it again. Mom, there's a fly with a hat. Hold on a second. All right, I'm gonna try to read the whole thing with. This is a pretty good one. Yeah, this is good. You gotta admit this is good. Mom, there's a fly with a hat inside my computer screen trying to make me more stupid.
Well, geez, I want to know what drug he's taking, what mushrooms he's on. And look, he even donated $66.60. Like
not dollars. There's that sign, that little thing in front of it isn't an S with a line.
That's shekels.
Shekels, yeah.
Yeah, shekels.
Anyways, MC Toon, thank you for the excellent channel. Hey, I'm glad to provide it. Cowtrophius, I hope I'm saying that right.
You should use the shekels to
shekels.
Go find those flies with the hats on his house.
It's right here.
Oh yeah.
All right, Lord Illuminus Pooh says, as leader of the Illuminati, I would like to recognize this. I would like you to recognize this as the all-seeing E. It's not the all-seeing I. He's not the Illuminati with an I. It's the Illuminati with an E. It's the all-seeing E. That's.
Oh, all-seeing E. Yeah.
Can you do this?
Yeah, that was a good one.
What's this? What's this letter?
E.
E. There you go. A. B. C.
Okay, this guy. Who is this guy? Yeah, that's definitely an Agent Smith.
Lord Illuminus Pooh.
Yeah. See that? Hey, like I said, man, I'm just here to speak the truth, and
one day you might do that. Andrew Tate is who you apparently are, the Wish.com Andrew Tate.
Yeah, that guy's an interesting character. That dude's an interesting guy.
RT96. When we're asking about which programming language the Matrix is programmed in, apparently the answer is the language is F#, but only if you tune to A432.
By the way, there's a ton of languages in the program too. It's not just one language.
Oh, which ones?
Programmed in a plethora of languages.
Like which one?
I mean, like I said, I'm not a programmer, but
Indie Tiger Sci-Fi Review thinks that your programming language is Lisp.
What is Lisp?
Lisp is a language for people that enjoy typing open and closed parentheses a lot.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, we got a lot. We've got DOS, HTML, SQL, JavaScript, Python, APL, DOS, TypeScript, C, HTML2, Python, and C++. Ooh, some people think it's Visual Basic, TCL, CSS, Ardren. CSS is not Turing complete.
The fuck?
At least not when I studied. I haven't. No. I have not studied CSS for a while, but when I studied it, it was not Turing complete.
Is that that's one of the languages in the program, eh?
Yep. Fortran 77. Notepad is not a programming language. Here you go. Pascal 6502 assembly. There you go. What do you think about that?
Oh, he's part of the Hung Sing Kwan. Yeah, the Hung Sing
right
Kwan.
there. Man Devil gets it. Lingo.
Director Studio.
Lingo. Lingo was Director Studio. I did program in Lingo. I did a
Hey, that's what they use to film the moon landings at Director Studio.
All right. Mark Sermon for $2 asks, Dion, what evidence convinced you that the Earth was flat? Please elaborate.
Oh, what evidence? Well, for me, it was like I had a mentor who actually helped me unplug. He was a Hebrew. He helped me unplug out of the Matrix. And he helped me see through the teachings of the Book of Enoch that we don't live on this giant ball of spinning water. And he said, you know, it's actually, he started showing me old maps from the Hebrew, you know, the Bible and stuff. And it's like, it's not we don't live on this giant ball of spinning water. Like, so for me, I was, and like I said,
just which evidence? Which evidence?
That's just it. He helped me in tune that we don't. I started seeing things. I started seeing
just which evidence.
You know, I was sitting on a plane one time and I didn't see any curvature. You know, I said, wait a minute, we don't live on a giant spinning water. Where's the curvature?
All right, so no evidence. All right, there never is. My mom.
So for me, that's what.
Yeah. So all right. So no evidence convinced you. My mom bakes cakes.
The
for
evidence
$5
is all
Australian.
around
Says,
us.
I'm paying $5 Australian upside down money to see Smo's evidence of flat Earth from his hard drives.
Okay.
You gotta dig it up.
Does she want to see the maps or
maps?
The maps?
Yes. Which maps?
Okay.
You got
I have to get the maps from the hard drive.
Can you dig out the maps? Other than this map, of course.
Yeah, I can. I can't do it. I can't do it right now, but I will do it at some point.
All right. Going from my mom bakes cakes to thinking about cake says, serious question, Dion. Do you have a history of substance abuse? Please look into getting some help. This is some delusional thinking.
Absolutely not. I've never done drugs in my life. All I do is drink. I don't do drugs. Nothing.
All right. Tomato Priestess Zumi.
And how is this delusional thinking? Like, the truth? See, this is how you know people are programmed. They say this is delusional thinking. The truth.
Delusional.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
That is crazy. Let's see. I'm looking. Hold on, Zoomy.
I've never done a drug in my life before. Never.
Dion, what did you say about Stacy's mom?
Who's Stacy?
It's more important who's Stacy's mom.
I've never dated any Stacys.
Yeah, but what about Stacy's mom?
What is she? Who asked that?
That's Zoomy. Zoomy asked that.
I don't know who. I've never dated any Stacys in my life.
I don't think Zoomy was asking about whether or not you dated Stacy.
I don't know any Stacys.
All right. Well, so back to this one. No substance abuse. Maybe something else. Maybe something psychological.
So the truth is psychological?
I don't know. $5 from Tim Pryor says you literally showed down is south or not the same, but we're programmed. Damn, I'm not drunk enough yet. Tim, careful. Andrew Stoll, yes, Fortran is still used as far as I know.
Oh, Fortran?
Yeah.
As far as I know, I think that's still used. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know anything about programming, though.
Yeah, I'm not. I have heard that before, though. I've heard of Fortran, but I'm not in tune to it. But I've heard
All
of
right.
it before.
Jiffy Cone says my mother was programmed in Temple OS.
And what is?
What's Temple OS? It's a programming language. All right. All right, we've got.
I'm gonna turn the camera off for just a little bit.
All right, are you still listening? But
Yeah,
Humphrey
I'm here.
Pushcart says, Cletus, I want to cover 50 square feet of driveway to a depth of 6 inches. How many cubic yards should I buy? But there is no Santa. There is no Santa, but Santa. But Dion's gone. Where'd you go, Dion? Seriously, he's not here. I can do that math while he's not here. I will do that math for you. All right. 500 square feet of driveway to a depth of 6 inches. Well, that's not too hard because it's 500 square feet. Half of a foot deep. So 250 cubic feet, right? And there's 27 cubic feet in a cubic yard. So you need 9.26 cubic yards. How's that? How'd I do, Humphrey? I don't know where Dion went. He said he's just, but he left. All right. I don't know. I'm gonna send him a message here quick. See if he's coming back. It's getting a bit past time anyway. Let's see. my wife says, please bring water. We have a water filter on our camper, but it might be a little old. So, all right. He's switching his device. All right, maybe his phone died. Kalina's agility partner says for $2, he doesn't know what's down. He's failed preschool. Yes. All right. I'm gonna. So I'm in. This is a new app for me. So I'm trying to not miss any super chats here, but I'll run back. Mandevil says DKG Custom did the CGI effects for the Total Recall movie. They fell through the center of the Earth to the other side in that. In Total Recall, I don't remember that. All right. But I got the list of movies that DKG Custom worked on, and I've watched many of them. Technics 1 for Dude Canadian says, if you dig south far enough, where do you end up? You have to dig south. I love that. You can't figure out south. Tim Pryor says, since this is now a thing, I no longer identify myself as a human. If I cannot drink myself this dumb, then I'm not going to be part of this species. All right, that's fair, Tim. You got what species are you going to be, Tim? Let's figure that one out. You can think up your own name, I suppose. Oh, all right. We got Virillion says, he keeps saying energy. What units is this energy in? Oh, well, he doesn't do units. Flurfs don't do units. Oh, they never do. All right. This guy, you got Ben Hova, says this guy has sniffed way too much smug. I thought you were going to say glue. Warren Evans says Homo habilis finding his opposable thumb says what? I don't know where he is. He says he's switching, but he's not back yet. Oh, here it is. He's coming. He's joining back. Let's see what... All right, Dion.
McDoon, are you there?
Yeah, did your phone die?
Yeah, my other phone died, so I had to switch to my other laptop, the other device.
Why didn't you just plug it in?
I didn't have a charger over here.
Is the
I didn't have a charger handy.
You didn't have a charger? You don't have a charger at your house?
I didn't have a charger handy over here. I had to go get a...
All right.
Yeah, I'm back
Warren
now.
Evans says, Homo habilis finding his opposable thumb says what?
Homo habilis finding his opposable... What does that mean?
No. Homo habilis finding his opposable thumb says what?
What? I don't get it.
Exactly. Portially for $5 says, does Dion trust the instrument?
Yeah, I don't know anything about all that, bro.
Mechanical parts on an airplane. They can be tested by taking a flight.
Well, I mean, the Wright brothers... Well, the Wright brothers, they actually did actual science to help build the airplane. They studied from an... See, here's the thing with that. They studied from an actual bird the physics and mechanics of how to fly. And they took that science and info, did actual science, and made the airplane. So,
Okay.
I mean, I don't, it wasn't instruments, but it was studying of the bird.
Okay. And do you know how the engine worked?
No, I don't know how the engine worked, no.
So then it didn't work. If you don't understand it, then it doesn't
Well,
work.
like I said, I'm not a,
You're not
like I said, I'm not an airplane mechanic,
Correct.
But I
All
know
right.
whatever they're doing to make it work works.
So can you not just use the same logic for people that use a theodolite, for example?
I mean, like I said,
The answer is yes, we can.
But what
There
I'm
are
saying
people-
is the
there are
angles in
people
the
that
measurement doesn't add up.
There are people that design cars. They're very good at what they do, and the cars work. There's people that measure the shape of the earth. They're very good at what they do, and their measurements work. If you don't understand either one of those, but you can look at the results of them and say, well, the results tell me something. The process that happened, I don't know, don't understand, whatever. I wasn't there when the sausage was made, but I still got the sausage. Right?
I mean, but I don't. Those kind of instruments, I don't really trust though. It's just me personally,
But no reason why. All right. Davey Claret says, Dion, how do you set the speed of your scratcher in RPM or miles per hour?
RPM.
Okay. At what rate does the Earth rotate?
The Earth doesn't rotate. That's just it.
But for the globe, at what
Well,
rate?
they say they claim it spins at miles per hour. It's miles per hour. They claim the Earth spins at 1,000 miles per hour.
But what rate does your record player, your scratcher, spin?
RPM.
Okay. Things that rotate. The rotation is measured in RPM. Angular measurement per unit time.
That's
So the
objects,
Earth-
though. That's not.
The Earth rotates at 1 RPD. Do you know that?
But that's objects rotate at RPMs, not
Yes. Yeah, objects like the Earth
not energy.
and records. And what is that? What is the unit of that energy?
Like I said,
Energy's
that's objects
energy's measured
it spins it.
in what kind of units? All right. 82 Production says, let's get an analysis and proper refutation for why it's not what is claimed. Hunter says, maybe Dion needs to do Red's CGI or not quiz. Oh, that would be a waste.
I don't know
of
what
time.
that is. What is not quiz?
It's a CGI or not quiz. A quiz testing whether or not you can identify CGI.
Oh, believe me, I can identify it. If you take a look at all of NASA's photos, you can identify CGI. All right.
You can identify CGI?
Absolutely. If just all you got to do is look at NASA's photos, it's all CGI.
So you've said, but are you able to identify CGI? Like, are you that good?
No, but I know CGI when I see it.
You do. Okay, so if you saw CGI,
I definitely could. I would
see. Can somebody?
I would know without a,
Can somebody?
I think I could identify it pretty quickly.
His test. I don't have Red's test. Let's see if I can find it here. That's not it. I'm looking for it. That's not it. All right, I'm looking. Can you send it to me on Discord? That would be good. There it is. Okay. I got it.
I forgot about Discord. I gotta get back on there.
On what?
On Discord?
All right. Ooh, we've got it here. I'm doing this. On the fly here. All right, Dion, you're the expert. You know CGI better than anybody else, apparently. So is this CGI or a photograph?
Oh, that's absolutely CGI.
All right. Oop. Is this CGI or a photograph?
That's a photograph.
Okay, what about this one?
Oh, that's CGI.
And this one?
That's a photograph.
And this one?
That's a photograph.
How about this one?
Oh, that's CGI.
Okay. The little kitty cat here.
That's a photograph.
And Ashley?
Oh my gosh, that's CGI.
This one?
That's a photograph. Photograph.
Okay.
Photograph. That's CGI, definitely.
All right. Submit your answers. Let's see how you did. 50%.
Yeah, see?
No, you said you could tell, and you only got... You didn't even get a passing grade, Dion.
I mean... But see, here's the thing.
You failed.
I was still able to tell half of what's...
You failed, Dion. You failed.
But here's the thing. I got 50%.
Pass. No, 50% is failing.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I got half of the percentage right.
No,
You know what I mean?
you if for to be good at identifying CGI, you'd have to get 100%, but you only got 50. Oh, did terrible,
And by
Dion. Did
the way,
terrible.
these tests could be fabricated too. By the way,
Oh, sure. Okay.
come
Glober
on.
Mom says I am an AI. They call the Oracle. Did you know that, Glober Mom? For $3.33, half of your favorite number.
Oh, she used the Freemason number.
No, the
33.
Freemason,
She used the 33.
but she didn't. She
Yeah,
used
33. That's a Freemason number.
$3.33 is not 33. Just so you
Yeah,
know.
but it's in that vicinity.
In that vicinity. Stringer News 1 says, I could have sworn the flat earth programming languages was B flat. Definitely B flat. Lord Luminous Pooh has an important question for you, Dion. If a triangle has sides 1, 1, and 1, how many sides does the triangle have?
4. Or no, yeah, 4.
That's correct. Alyssum says, Dion, why do I have to account for Earth being a globe when I want to determine my flight distances?
Why do I have to account for Earth being a globe when I determine my flight distances?
Yes.
I mean, that's the whole thing. You don't have to.
Oh, you know more about
determine that.
You know more about charting routes than Alyssum. When did you get your private license for flying?
I mean, I don't. I'm not a pilot, but I know
how,
you don't.
How would you, a not pilot, know better than a pilot how pilots determine their flight distances? Remember,
I mean, I don't, but I don't. That's got nothing
not pilot.
That's got nothing to do with a globe, though.
It absolutely does.
See, I don't. I disagree.
All right? Then provide the evidence supporting your disagreement.
If you're inside a dome, you're gonna take flight. You know, if you're flying, it's like you're inside a dome. You're gonna fly from one destination to another destination. It's got nothing to do with flying.
How? Yeah, but you have to
around this giant ball of spinning water.
But when you want to figure out how far it is, right? You want to find out how far it is from where you start until where you land, so you know how much fuel to put into the plane. When Alyssum does that, Alyssum uses the globe to figure out that distance.
So he says. I think they use other methods. I don't think they use the globe.
Oh, then what method do they use?
They just use simple navigation. I mean, you just, you don't need to use a globe.
You are embarrassing flat Earth. There it is.
You don't need to use. You just use basic navigation.
What did you say about Stacy's mom?
I didn't say anything about her mom. I don't know any Stacy's.
Yeah, you've never met somebody named Stacy? Tim Pryor says, I was sitting on the toilet one time and seen no poop, so no poop. I think Tim.
Yeah, man. I think
Tim has been
got some delusion.
He's been tipping him back.
Yeah, he's got some delusions of grandeur or something,
Yes, there it is. All right. We got Obi-Wan. Says, right, every delusional person thinks everyone else is crazy. That's why it's a delusion.
I mean, I'm not see, here's the thing. I'm not crazy. Like, I believe the truth.
I disagree.
Logic. It's got nothing to do with crazy.
I wholeheartedly disagree. Let's see. 8 yards
You know?
was the answer. Hold on. I did some math when you were gone. So here's the question, Dion. If I'm doing it from memory here, if you have a driveway that's 500 square feet, right?
Yeah.
And you want to make pour an asphalt driveway over that 500 square feet, 6 inches deep. How many cubic yards do you need?
Oh, you would need, okay, so 225 times
50
225 times 8 to the square root.
No.
You would probably need about 1,000. You'd probably need 1,125 yards. 225 times 8 to the square root divided by 6. Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, you would need around there. I can't do the exact math in my head, but
sure you can't. All right, Stacy's mom is here. She says, I may have it going on, but Stacy herself definitely takes a lot from her mom. There you go.
Oh, kind of like that song, Stacy's Mom's Got It Going On.
That's the one.
Yeah. I've heard that, and that's actually that's a good 80s song. I gotta figure, who?
I'm pretty sure it's not an 80s song.
I gotta figure out. That's actually a good song, though.
Oh, jeez. Is people are wondering if Ashley inflated? Is she inflatable?
Inflatable? Oh, you guys, you don't wish that.
Tim Pryor says anti-human. That's all I have for now. So because Tim Pryor is going to no longer be a human, because Tim Pryor does not want to be associated with flurfs through species, so is going to identify as something other than human. So, there it is. All right. We're getting close there. So Dion, Pilo 1408 is wondering, so weed, is weed not a drug?
Weed, cause see, weed comes from an actual herb on the earth, so it is a drug, but it's you're not supposed to smoke weed, but weed is meant to be ingested. So if you smoke weed, it's absolutely a drug, but if you eat it like inside an edible, it's not a drug. Like, that's how it's supposed to be consumed.
Why does that make? All right.
Because weed comes from an actual herb on the planet, like mushrooms. See, mushrooms, psychedelics, they come from plants on the earth.
Dion, do you understand that there are mushrooms that if you eat them, you will no longer be living?
Yeah. But I'm just saying that if...
Okay. So just because it's grew doesn't mean it's okay. Right?
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Just gotta be people. Don't
that's
around,
a fair point.
Go, oh look, there's a pretty colorful mushroom. I think Dion said it's okay. I don't think people are worried. I'm not too worried about people actually taking your advice. But Dion, don't take your own advice. How about that?
But here's the thing. Weed is not a horrible herb to take. It's a herb.
All right. Well, if you say so. King Cruz says Dion is proof
so if
that
you're gonna,
evolution. Yeah. Hold on. Dion you are proof that evolution can go in reverse. Wow. Nobel Prize is in the works. No doubt.
And that's another thing. Evolution. That's all BS.
And I'm sure that the depth of your refutation is the same. Obi-Wan for
Charles Darwin is.
So mechanics are real because you know nothing, whereas you are smarter than all physicists, right? Dunning-Kruger.
I mean, but here's the thing. You got to see what the physics are teaching. Are they teaching something that you can use, or are they teaching just some programming that you're going in circles? Like you can't use okay, you can use physics in certain things, but you're not going to use physics in everyday life.
Why
Unless you're
not?
building an atomic bomb or something like that, you're not going to use physics.
Why not? You atomic bombs are not the only time that you can use physics.
Yeah, but what else are you going to use it for?
All right, when you play a record on your scratcher, what speed do you spin it?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that speed.
So
I,
so
I, I speed at
a record that's
medium.
yeah, a record that's like, the normal size record. What speed do you spin it at?
I at whatever speed I want. Whatever is
Yeah, but
comfortable to the
what's a pretty
record, and
common what's a pretty common speed that you might spin a record at? It's not a
probably
trick
a medium
question.
speed.
It's not a trick question.
Probably.
There's a number. There's a number. What number?
I don't know the number.
Do you know? Do you not own a record player?
I do. I own a record player, a scratcher, all that.
Okay, and what speed does it usually go in RPM?
I don't know the RPMs.
That's that. It's that number right there.
30. Oh, of course, 33 and 1/3. Of course.
That's the speed that you play your records at.
Wow. Oh man.
Why do you play your records at that speed?
33 and 1/3. Of course, they use that number.
Are you? No, you use that number. You must be a Mason.
I didn't use that number. Whoever that.
You use that number because you play records. My gosh, why are you part of the Illuminati, Freemasons, Jesuits, Zionists? Why
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not part of that. Hell no.
Corntech says, Dion, if the first image from space atop a V2 was in 1946 and the first transistor was in 1947, when did images from space become CGI?
I would say probably within the 90s. Within the 90s when they start becoming the late 90s when they started becoming CGI. Before then, in the 40s, the 50s, they were just
60s,
doing photography
70s,
in studios.
80s. Okay.
Yeah, they were doing photography in studios. They were doing photography in studios.
So you say, all right, it's just a claim.
But as technology progressed, they started doing the CGI to make it more believable.
But it wasn't CGI before then. You said it was in a
right,
studio.
because they were.
But why would you say that? You don't have
It was
any
photography.
evidence of it.
Before that, it was photography in a studio.
But
like
why
they
are you
filmed the
saying
moon
it's in a
landing.
studio? But you don't have evidence of that. It's just a lie.
Hey,
Tim Pryor says
it's not a lie.
Tim Pryor says
The moon landings
last
were
one,
filmed in a studio, a Hollywood studio, Hollywood.
Tim Pryor says the last one, he said he was sitting on a plane and saw no curve, so no curve. I said I was sitting on the toilet and saw no poop, therefore no poop. Get it? I get it now.
Yeah, but see, that's different. That's different, though.
It's the same thing.
That's a horrible comparison.
I think it's pretty good.
That's a horrible
It's
comparison.
pretty solid. It's pretty solid.
I mean, come on.
All right. Oh my gosh, Tim Pryor. Tim has had way too much. Tim Pryor again says, if I want to get a lug nut off my car, physics can come into play. Don't you know that?
I mean, sure. I mean, if that's what he believes. Is that Tim guy? I think he's a little drunk tonight. What is his name? Tim Pryor?
Tim Pryor. I think you're correct.
Yeah, he's a little drunk tonight.
First thing you've been correct about. Steve6464 for $2 says, if you're born in 33, you'd be 45 in 78.
1933, be 45.
Is that right?
Okay, what's that got to do with?
I think they're just common RPM numbers for records.
So they say.
Yeah,
I mean, you know.
This is it. Can you blow a bubble with the gum?
What's that?
You've got gum, right? Gum in your mouth.
Yeah.
Gum. And you're drinking beer. And you're drinking beer?
Right.
Yuck. Hey, Manobrat says, wondering, do you know what total harmonic distortion is?
Harmonic distortion. I don't.
Total harmonic distortion.
Total harmonic distortion? I don't know.
All right. I'm going to review. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anything. There's a lot of them. Hold on a second.
You got a lot of super chats on here. Oh, and by the way, to those who think my fiance or Ashley is fake, just take a look at this profile pic.
I covered it up. We don't want to see that.
Yeah, see, that's...
We don't want to see...
So just saying, that's not a fake... I know everyone's saying, oh, she's fake and all that, you know, like...
I don't know why you'd want to show that. Please don't show that. All right. Did you stop showing it?
Showing what?
And we don't want to see that. All right.
I don't know how to change the.
Well, yes, you do.
Bill, who is that? Bill McGuire?
Gum and beer, he's saying. He doesn't think that gum and beer would taste good. I don't think beer tastes good at all. All right. Thank you for not showing that anymore. We didn't want to see it.
I mean, it was I mean, it was just a profile pic, but it's just me and my fiance, you know.
All right. But we don't want to see it.
There's no nudity or anything like that.
Yeah, but we don't want to see it. All right, I'm reviewing things here, people. It doesn't add up to you, Dion. Not proving that everything was science. How does a transmission work? Why do you think God didn't create a globe in the solar system? Edgar Allan who?
Edgar Allan Poe?
There you go. The blazer.
And I'm not a Poe, by the way, whatever that means.
Towers of the Golden Gate Bridge. So, what are all those VHS tapes on the shelf behind you?
Those are disc. Classic disc.
Classic disc. Are they vinyl?
No, those are the discs. I gotta show you. I have a separate vinyl for my vinyls, but these are just discs. This right here.
What other vinyls do you have?
Oh, I have Michael Jackson, Prince, Def Leppard.
Are they in the room? Are they in the same room with you? Could you just like grab one quick?
They're not in this room. No, they're in my storage.
Where's your storage? In the basement?
The attic. Yeah.
The attic.
Yeah, I can't keep like. What?
Which attic? How? Like
the only attic I have.
Whose house is this? I think
My
that might be a
house.
good question. All right.
My house.
And where is Ashley?
She is out and about with her sister right now.
Is her sister Stacy?
Yeah, Stacy, yeah.
If you dig far enough, if you dig south far enough, where do you end up? That's a good question.
I mean, you probably end up in a
If you dig south.
probably in Alaska, depending on what part of America you're in. You probably end up in Alaska.
If you dig south.
Yes.
All right. All right. So, all right. I'm looking for one more here about leverage. Have you seen the TV show Leverage?
I have not.
All right, Tim Breyer, who somehow, despite having drunk gallons and gallons of pure vodka, is able to type. Apparently, he has not heard of leverage, which consists of physics. Yes, leverage is made out of physics. Have you heard of that?
I mean, like I said, we're energy, so.
That's not it. Yes. Renee Enemy says storing LPs in an attic is a very bad idea.
Who said that? Tim Pryor? Tim Pryor said that?
Nope. Just because Tim Pryor.
Why is that a bad idea? I mean, it keeps the vinyl safe.
It keeps them a bit hot. Vinyl gets a little... it doesn't like the heat. It'll get warped in an attic.
I mean, if they're in a box, they're fine. I have them in the boxes.
I had I had a record that sat in the sun, just in the sun in the room. Just that was it, and it got wavy. Yep.
Yeah, you can't keep it in the sun. It'll be ruined.
Oh, Mark Cerna is a good question.
Who is that? Nate from... Who said that? I have all my marbles left.
Why does he keep pretending to drink out of an empty can?
It's not empty.
Yeah. Heat can't go through boxes. Duh. Because boxes are heat proof.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have windows in my attic, so I mean they're fine. There's no heat's gonna get through those.
Fire can't go through doors. They're not ghosts. That's so funny. Oh, all right. All right. Hunter says I store my vinyls in the vinyl store where they belong and use music apps like God Emperor intended.
Well, I mean, but here's the thing, like,
all right.
See, if he knew anything about music, he would know that the sound in a scratcher, the sound sounds different.
All right. I can't.
What does that say?
You're going to have to point.
Live. I must ask this, Dion. What is the scientific definition of energy?
You're going to have to point over on that side because I can't point on your side. I need you to help me point.
I don't know the scientific definition offhand, but
I'll just do it all the way across here. What's the scientific definition of energy?
I mean, I don't know it word for word.
Keep talking about it.
Like I said, I don't know it offhand, but like I said, I have no idea,
Hung Sing Kwan.
Oh, no, not that guy again.
All right, Tim Pryor. Oh, my gosh, that's it. I'm suing you for alcohol poisoning. I did prove I cannot drink myself this dumb. Dion, he tried. He tried and failed to drink this dumb.
Yeah, Hung Sing Kwan. That's a weird guy.
His accent just jumps out and slaps me. All right, well, Dion, this has been you've presented absolutely nothing and had an awful lot of denial.
Absolutely nothing?
Yes.
Wow.
Nothing. You didn't explain.
Hey,
anything.
that's your opinion. That's your opinion, but
it is.
It was great being on the show.
Yeah. How about this? I'll do a quick survey. Did Dion explain anything?
Yeah, that Hung Sing Kwan guy, he practices fake kung fu.
Sure. All right. Dion, you need to get your other hard drive and get those maps. Everybody.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of time this week to get them out, so I'm gonna get them out within the next couple of weeks. And
take your time, and then when you get them, let me know. Because I really, people want to know about these maps.
Yeah, I feel like people need to know too. You know what I mean? People need to know the truth.
They really want to know whether or not this is the correct map of Flirtopia, right? Or maybe this is it, right? We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. So, all right. Oh,
so I'm gonna get those out the hard drive, and then we can go from there.
There you go. We've got options here for the layout. Okay, Dion. Well, yes, we need another good laugh. So try to find those maps, and then we'll I don't know. You can come back on again, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people need to know those maps and really see what the Earth is. You know, like not this giant ball spinning water, and yeah.
Your accent's getting notched up here, so I think that's a good sign to wrap up. Don't hang up, Dion. Just stick on for a minute. But everybody, thank you very much. Dion did. Did he bring anything that we thought that he would not bring? He brought.
I only brought the truth. That's all I ever bring.
He brought a whole lot of something. And I'm going to end the survey here. We're going to see end poll.
Smo's monochrome arts, my expression of the martial art, and yeah, thanks for having me on.
All right. Did Dion explain anything? 97% say no, 2% say yes, and 1% are unaccounted for. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you. Check out my my Conspiracy Tunes channel. I've got a video going, a short going tomorrow on perspective and Sun in the Clouds, third in a series. And then I got an announcement on the Cold Moonlight experiment that's coming up September 10th. So be looking for them, everybody. We'll see you later.
Oh, the mic's not off there.